O.O.C. Transmission begin. Welcome everybody to the O.O.C. We got Anzo, Roberto, Geishka, and me. Our goal is to ignite discussion and inspire. Come through Wednesday nights and feel the fire. Much respect and love to the chat for keeping the comment section nice and packed. Love for all, but we put you through the test, because in the O.O.C. we get it off our chest. Yo, transmission ended.
Tech Natural is we bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic. We bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic. We drop a hot one, pumping like a shotgun. Number one spot there, but we got a lock, son. The top's the key. My dots run deep, approximately a clock speed. Mach 3, hyper velocity sounds. Tear it up and break it down. Well, wait, later they might as well hate us now. So we built a foundation on solid ground. Cause haters huff and puff, try to blow us down. We're not slowing down, in fact we getting quicker. We used to flow ill, now we diagnose sicker. Taking natural, yeah, we elevated. So far ahead of the game, now we feeling segregated. Cause competition, yeah, we got them frustrated. Cause they a duplicate, we custom made this spit. Yo, they got hip hop suffocated. It can't breathe, we just here to resuscitate it. We bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic. We bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic. Attacking supernatural, launching air strikes. From the intro, it ain't a fair fight. No. Just when you thought you were prepared, right? Bringing skill short like Frodo's a no-no, like a butter knife, but don't cut it. Mediocre MC still got the game flooded. It's overflow from the engine to the carburetor. We got them sweating, breathing heavy like Darth Vader. Now they're trying to settle quick like an arbitrator. By talking smooth like a phone sex operator. I bite the style, but it has no flavor. We're here to stay, so hate us now or hate us later. Still kick the data with soul like Taylor. So pack it in and abort to the layer. Cause hiding out's the only thing that'll save ya from the wrath of the warpath. If you don't know the half, it's a two best, do the math. We bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic. We bring it proper like cover helicopter like loud like a chopper bite. Block seal the watertight. These Cindy Lopatites on skill, just a lot of hype. Hit 'em with a boxer's right. That make 'em drop the mic.
What's up, people? Welcome back. Another episode of the O.O.C. And I can guarantee you we probably got some fire for you guys tonight. But what we are going to do is, like we always do, we're going to go through the panel so they can talk about their channel. And before I call on my co-host to say something, you must unmute your mic so that they can hear you when you talk.
Hold on, here we go. Thank you very much. Got my back all the time, 24/7. Love that.
Done, no.
Okay, so you want this quick and sweet short?
Nah, do what you're doing, bro.
I put out a little thing on Twitter. I don't know who's following me on Twitter. Like I said, I'm new to the game where I could let people know where I'm at, what I'm doing. So I don't know if Anzo put my Twitter thing here for people to see. But I put a little prequel together of one of my shows that I'm putting together because I was feeling that at the moment. And my other one, it's going to come, yo. It's going to come. But what is normal is something you're going to have to check out.
I'll actually pop it up there so that people can see it. I did retweet it. I did retweet it. But I'll go find it. Geishka, you are up.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me give some love to the peeps there in the commentary. What's up, peeps? Enough love and respect to every one of y'all who come, and welcome to the newer ones.
Most def. So, the Basco Scenario, Gascar is my name. You can catch me Sundays, 9 p.m. on Bigger Ford Entertainment's WandaVision Roundtable. Mondays, 9 p.m. with the Chaotic Conversation with Donnie Graham. Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on the Chaos List with Chris Knight. And again with Danny Graham, Anzo, the whole crew. And you can find me Wednesdays with the
Rule of 3 with a side of me, and at 10 p.m. right here with my boys. So yeah, let's do this.
Excellent. Let's do it. Josh, you are up. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
turning
Movie
into a legend.
Aficionados. Movie Aficionados on Facebook and YouTube, and also here on the WandaVision Roundtable on Sundays. Here on the O.O.C, trying to represent with that new song, that fresh song, that fire. And it looks like I'm slow on this part. Am I slow? Is my mic slow?
No, you're good.
You're good.
Everything's good. Good. Yeah, check me out. That's it.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm trying to open this thing up. It's probably not going to work on my MacBook because I got to open it with iTunes, all kind of stuff like that. It says I got to sign up to this site, but I didn't have to do that the first time. But I'll figure it out. Anyways, guys, once again, do appreciate all you guys in the chat that came to check us out. We got Mama Bear, we got Austinator, we got King David in the house, Aiden's in the house, even Mr. Robert Storms is in the house, Flash is in the house. Much respect to all you guys that came and checked us out. And you know how we do it. We always try to keep it real on the show, and we do it to get things off of our chest. So we're going to start this one off. I think Josh said he had some shit to get off of his chest. So we're going to do a little different. Start off with you, Josh, today. What you got for us, my brother?
Oh, man. So, like I was explaining to Roberto back in the green room about a lot of nonsense, more racism, more racist stuff to talk about. Yeah, I'm excited.
Turn the flame up.
So a black college professor, I think it was either like a week ago or something, came out with the 8 white identities of white people, and the 8 different types of white people, from all the way on one end of the spectrum, from white supremacists to white abolitionists. So complete different extremes. And there's all different types of things in between. Here, I'll set this up so I can share my screen with you guys. White voyeurism, white abolitionist. Wait, hold on. How do I share the screen? Boom.
It's right on the bottom. Share screen.
Boom, got it. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
We'll go through this. All right. Let me see if I can make this bigger. A little bit. Yeah, we got white supremacists, clearly marked white society that preserves names and values. White voyeurism, white privilege, white benefit, white confessional, white critical, white traitor, white abolitionist. Yeah, so this is a college professor that came up with this, and I believe they're teaching this in class. And it goes hand in hand with this other thing that I've seen too, which is Coca-Cola. And what they've done recently, they're trying to teach their employees to be less white. So, I mean, it's really crazy, man. It's like, what do you guys think about it?
But you see, that's the thing. This is the society that we live in, where it's like we get all kinds of stupid shit, like try to be more white. How the fuck do you try to be more white? That's just like saying, when a black guy talks with a good vocabulary, oh my gosh, you talk very good. You talk like a white guy. Like, really? Like, it's...
Well, that's why I said to Roberto also, like, imagine the backlash that Coca-Cola and this professor would get if it was the 8 different types of black people, or teaching their black employees how to be less black. It's like, first off, right. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Like, and we talked about that last week with, I got I got this shipped in the mail in myself, but now it's my black card here. With my fresh cut, I got my John David Washington going,
Yeah.
But yeah, what does that mean? Like, Guy Shark can't have, like, he can't like Wu-Tang Clan or whatever. He's not allowed to be, or maybe.
Okay, man. I guess I'm on the traitor, the traitor spectrum.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I don't know which one.
If you go by that, but that's ridiculous, man.
Let me see. What does the traitors one say? Let's see what the traitor one says.
Actively refuses complicity, names what's going on. Intention is to subvert white authority and tell the truth at whatever cost. Need them to dismantle institutions. And it's just below white abolitionists. So that's like, yeah.
That's a white traitor? Really?
Whoever made this is like
just justice. That's all I want is justice.
I hate to say it though, but
go ahead.
this is something that might catch on, which is scary. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like all this shit that's been catching on, and it's like SJWs and all of this stuff. This just might catch on, man. And I don't know about that one. What do you think, Roberto?
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I guess other news is coming out to the forefront because, like I was telling Josh in the back again, that the U.S. is kind of boring since Trump is gone. So now shit like this is coming to the forefront, and what's going on in Texas and black people still being shot and nothing's changed. It's just a different president. Maybe he's not as crazy as the other one was, but as far as these kind of things, it's sad to say it's not shocking anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll take a small sample size. This panel, I don't think, like, we got 3 black guys and 1 white guy. Darshkar is the odd man out. No, it's like, you guys are all my brothers, man. I don't care if you're even, like, we got 3 Canadians and we got 1 American. No, dude, we're all people. And we're talking, human. Having conversations, dude. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
not, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like some people are like that, where it's like, oh, what's the white guy doing over there? What's that black guy doing? Still in 2021. Still. And this, like, guide, I don't like this guide to try to teach you, like, hey, guys, this is what you could be. This is what you should be. I decide what I should be.
This is what
do you know what they should base it on? They should base it on how myself and Anzo were raised and where we were raised. That's how they should base it on. Mutual respect, no judging. We were just people.
That's like a Disney movie. That's like,
but it's truth. But it's
how it should be. It's almost like a dream that you're wasting your time on.
It's funny you say that.
Coming down
it's
to
the truth.
It's funny you say that.
It
Roberto.
is the truth, guys. I'm not going against you, but
no, I know. I'm not saying you are.
Wait, Roberto. Let me pause for a second, because there is one thing you said. You said it's like a dream. It was like Martin Luther King's dream. You said not based on the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Martin Luther King said that, and this guy, who is a black professor or whatever, has his PhD, all that stuff, like, writing this. Like, didn't you learn anything from that, man? Like, it's common sense. You went out of his way to make this list. And Coca-Cola, I don't know what you guys are doing, man. I mean, put the corn syrup in the carbonated water and just sell it, man. What is up with
the head of Coca-Cola a brother? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna look right now.
It's in Atlanta, right?
I'm not sure about that either, but Josh could look that up. Josh, you could stop sharing your screen.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You see it up in the corner there?
Yep.
And it's funny because a lot of this goes into what I had to get off of my chest, which we'll get into later. So it's good that we started off with this topic, because at the end of the day, like Josh said, look, we're all different people. I hang with LDG, I hang with JJ, Rob Storms, all different type of characters. I don't look at them and say, okay, this guy's white, this guy's black, guy's white. No, I go with off your character, what type of person you are, If you're a good person, I'm a fuck with you. If you're not, then I ain't gonna fuck with you. It's simple as that, man. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity
Only time I'm calling out your color is when I'm cursing you out. I'll call you a black motherfucker, a white motherfucker, a Chinese Asian motherfucker. I'll call you whatever when I'm cursing you out. But other than that, you are what you are. You can be an asshole of any race or religion. You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Absolutely.
But 100%. What I wanted to throw in on Josh's thing is where there was few, now there's many.
And I was saying also, I was at the barber shop, and my barber, he's conservative like me or whatever, and he was like, well, I'm done with Coke. I'm like, wow. Yeah, that's like, that goes back to the Gina Carano stuff, where it's like, well, I'm drinking I gotta have my Fresca, man. It's so good. I gotta have my Coke products. I said to him too, I'm like, you like Dr. Pepper, Edmund? He's like, yeah, I love Dr. Pepper. I'm like, that's a Coke product, brother. He's like, oh, fuck, man. Fuck, I can't get that. Regular Coke, though. No more.
Yeah,
yeah, it's not going to do anything.
I agree with you, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, we all bleed, we all live, we all die. You know what I mean? We're all the same color. So to go and sit there and talk about be more white or be more Asian or be more black or you don't act black. I always say when someone says, well, you don't act black, I'm like, well, then what? How does black act?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Is it acting like what you see on the TV show and all that shit? Because no, that's not how we all act.
You're making me feel
always
bad,
act.
Anzo. You're making me feel
Why?
bad, by the way, of last week about what I said about you to you. I don't even know why I used you and Danny as a conduit for that idiocy. I apologize to both of you, man. I knew you were joking in the back of my mind. I think I just used it to start the discussion. That was silly of me, though. But yeah,
No,
I know
man,
you
it's
know
all
better.
good, bro.
You know.
It's all good.
You know.
It was all jokes, like I said.
I know it was, man. Damn, dude.
It's all jokes.
I want to Doctor Strange that and reverse the time and take that statement back.
But I didn't catch that you said it was a black guy that did this, so that's crazy,
Imagine if there was a white guy telling people like, you black guys, you're doing too XYZ, you're I don't even know, smoking too much weed or whatever.
That would have been all over the media, man.
Well, isn't the CEO of Coke a white dude, right?
I still didn't look. I'm sorry. I didn't look at that. CEO of Coca-Cola.
At one point, it was a brother. I know I saw that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We have to be who we are. We are people. We are human beings. You cannot tell somebody to act more white or act more or not act more or act less white. That's what it was. Act less white. You can't ask somebody to do that.
This guy is white. This guy's
King
white.
David's calling you out, Josh.
Who's
saying Dr. Pepper isn't owned by Coke?
Oh, it's not?
Is it a Pepsi product?
That's a Pepsi one? Oh, okay. I thought Dr. Pepper, maybe he's right.
We should have like a sound effect for that shit when you get called out.
All right, man. You win, man. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'll tell my barber he can have Dr. Pepper still.
Yeah, it could be a Pepsi,
Group?
but Dr. Pepper is
wasn't Snapple owned by Coke though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
See,
they always
can search that up.
Start an investigative reporting show.
I'm doing
Let's go deep. Let's go deep. Who owns what and what owns who?
I know. I'm trying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna put out these arguments, you better have some facts to go with that.
Come with facts, man.
What's up, Tommy? How you doing? Glad you could join the stream.
It is Pepsi.
It is Pepsi.
Okay. All right.
Oh, hold on. Am I wrong? Come on.
Is Fresca Coke? I said Fresca was Coke. Let me check this thing.
No, it's neither Coke or Pepsi. It's owned by the doctor. He's right. That's what it is. Dr. Pepper and Snapple Group, their own individual group.
This one is.
Thank you very much. We learned something new today.
King David on point.
Is Coke and
you got you there. You got you straight, Josh. So now you know your shit.
King David was dead on, man.
I'll tell you, boy. You know what? I'll man up. I was wrong. Here's a Dr. Pepper on me, brother.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
So he's white.
I didn't mean it that way, but it's the actual commercial from back in the day. That was what it was.
Shit, did I say ST? I meant to say iced tea. Sorry. It's the Quebecois in me. I apologize. If there's any French people actually listening to us, which I doubt, but if there is, I'm sorry.
No, man, I'm not sorry.
It doesn't matter though. Coca-Cola, fine. They're gonna make billions of dollars. They're one of the biggest. They're the biggest.
I'm apologizing to Coke. Fuck Coke. Let's talking about the iced tea comment to the French people. It's a Canadian thing, Josh. You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand.
I missed the whole thing.
I'll touch it. I'll touch about that after when it's my turn.
Iced tea.
You want to learn some? You want to learn some French English, man?
It's cursing.
You guys want to hear? Did I told you that show with my lawyer, didn't I?
No. Go ahead. Do it.
Okay, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Flash, you say I got jokes, right? Watch this, okay? We had to go to court for some stupidities. We were young and drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Legal aid lawyer. We're all sitting in there, 5 of us. This legal aid lawyer walks in. Hello, gentlemen. When you hit the guy, did you hit the guy with the intention to do the hurt? We all looked at each other. We're going to jail. What the fuck this guy just say? When you hit the guy.
Oh, when you hit the guy.
They remove letters from the words. They take the H out. So he's not saying hit. He's saying it.
Mm-hmm.
You hit the guy. Did you hit the guy with the hand tension?
Intention.
To do the hurt. To do the hurt.
Do that awesome,
To do the hurt.
To do the hurt. I removed the H, and it's called the hurt.
See, that reminds me of Bushmaster and Luke Cage. I had to have like the subtitles on. I was like, "What?" And then they they completely changed the whole thing that he was saying. It wasn't even like what he was saying. Like something. I didn't even know what he was saying. But
wow,
yeah.
I pleaded guilty to simple assault. Just I can't take this fucking guy anymore. We're going nuts. We're going nuts.
That's hilarious, man.
Roberto, you got something to get off your chest, brother?
No, man. We were sitting in the backstage. I was saying, you know what? I think this is the first show
What are you there for? Hey,
oh yeah. Hold on a minute.
Phantom's on his ass right away.
Hold on a minute. Don't you recall a week or two ago where Anzo said he had nothing to bring?
Last week.
Last week, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It must be the guy without the glasses. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going through some shit on my side here that, in all honesty, I didn't even know if I was going to come tonight.
Mm.
But this show pumps me and spikes me up and distracts me at the same time with good times, So I said, let me just come and show my shit, But
Damn right. Hang out with us. Get what's on your mind out of your mind for a bit. If it's an hour or two.
Roll off of whatever you guys are bringing,
Yeah.
Josh brought a Bic. I'm hoping someone brought a flamethrower tonight.
Well, let me add to that, though, with what I said. Like, the reason I'm getting it off my chest is because it's not only irritating, but like you said, Anzo, a better word is scary and terrifying about that stuff. So I have to get it off my chest because I'm like, what else? What's next? We have the largest soda company in the world telling their employees to be less white, and getting away with it. It's not even like, this is an outrage, hashtag cancel Coke. It's like, yeah, no, okay, whatever. I guess we'll have to be less white if we want to stay here.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
Well,
all right then.
I mean?
But Anzo,
yes,
we're the industry we were in and made our life living from.
Oh yeah.
How many times did you tell someone on the phone you were black and they were like, "What? You don't sound black at all."
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sorry to bother you stuff, right?
No, but our rebuttal is, do you think the conversation would last this long if I was?
That's why
more times than not, you're on the same page.
Sometimes it would be like they would catch me. And one guy caught me, is like, "Oh, you sound like he was racist." So he said, "You sound like the N-word." And I'm like, "How do you know? How do you know what I sound like?" I was like,
wasn't it?
"Yes, you are." I was like, "No, I am not." You
told yourself very well.
I said, "No, I am not. I am a Caucasian." He's like, "No, you're not. You're a nigger. You're a nigger." And I was like, "No, I am not." What up, JJ?
What's up, JJ? What's up, guys?
What up, JJ?
How y'all doing?
Doing good. Glad you could join us today.
I was actually very shocked the way you composed yourself with that guy. Very shocked. That's when I know you stepped up, because old Anzo, you probably got fired. Had this guy coming to Canada looking for you because you just told him everything he needed to hear. But you know what? You left him just saying, "Fuck, I didn't get to that guy. Fuck, I gotta up my game."
That's what I tried to do, man. I tried to make sure that, like, when they were being racist to me, I tried not to go back at them to give them anything to say, like, "Oh, you see how them black people are. You see, I told you." I was like, no, I was always calm, cool, and collective.
That's what I say. You took back your remote of life. You didn't allow them to click the remote and say, "Anzo, get fired. Anzo, lose your temper. Anzo, get your blood pressure up." They just press those buttons,
Yeah.
Just take that shit back and say, "Fuck, you can't play me like that, man. I'm no fucking Xbox."
Dude called me a spear chucker. And that was the first time I ever heard.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. He was calling me all kinds of names, bro. He was like,
"I'm sorry."
Hold on. Yes. Is that offensive in the U.S.? Because if that guy called me that, I'd be laughing so
That's pretty
fucking hard.
offensive, man.
What is a
pretty
spear
bad.
chucker?
For
Can
real,
tell
you
me what
don't.
a spear
You
chucker is?
ain't.
What
For
is
real,
a spear chucker? A spear chucker is like, it's like a primitive term, but you should have been like, like, hey, I might be from Wakanda.
No, wait. A primitive term what? It could be a
Oh my
primitive
God.
term of a guy who hunts
Yeah.
beavers.
I think-
Beavers.
I
Are you
think he's
asking me
going
where
back
it's derived from? That's where it's derived from, yeah.
probably from the gods must be crazy, I guess. I don't know.
No, I'm honestly, like if a guy called me a spear chucker,
it's
I know
African.
he's trying to hurt me.
Africans, that's how they
I
hunt
see guys
tobacco.
chucking
Africans.
spears in the
Right.
Olympics, winning gold medals for that shit, man.
Mhm.
No, but
Right.
it's like, it's supposed to be demeaning because, like, oh, they're primitive, they're spirit, they don't have technology or whatever.
Oh, we don't have guns and shit.
Yeah, like
Right,
we're
right.
yeah,
That's what
like
it
we're
means.
like we should be in
Canadians
the
have igloo and we don't have Coca-Cola and
right,
shit.
like
ain't
we
that?
should
Yes.
be in the
Hey, we'll have plenty of Coca-Cola. I'll tell you that.
we should be in the bush with spears hunting boars
Okay, I
and shit.
got
You know what I mean?
got you.
That is
Right.
not how
Something
you
in
say
our
my
mouth.
name.
So
We might be getting some free Coca-Cola, man. Hopefully.
he was the one you're talking about. He was the one that called me out of being black at first, and then he called me jigaboo. He called me
Oh
the
my
N-word, and then he called me spear chucker. And I laughed out so hard. I was like, spear chucker? Because I never heard that before. I was dying.
That's why I'm laughing.
Oh
I'm
my God,
laughing
bro,
again.
I was dying, and he hung up on me.
Oh.
He hung up because he didn't get the reaction that he wanted from me. And I was laughing. I was like, yeah, he called me spirit chucker. I was like, yeah, that was funny, man. I started laughing, and then he hung up. So
I don't remember where I was, but there was a black guy that told me that I didn't like black people. I don't. It was like random like that. Like we're in a lineup or somewhere, and he bumped me. I looked at him. I looked at him like waiting for him to say sorry or whatever. And he goes, "What's wrong? You hate black people?" And I just started laughing. I'm like, "Wow!" I'm like, "Really?"
if you
I'm
only
like,
knew,
you
eh?
bumped into me, and you're telling me I hate black people? Shit!
If you
Yeah.
only knew,
It's
Ain't
eh?
that
crazy.
shit funny?
Yeah, ain't that shit funny?
So, but
yeah.
your job, you guys have seen the movie Sorry to Bother You, where it's like, yeah, use your white voice.
I
or
seen
whatever.
it. I
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it.
So was it similar to
But
that?
it's true though. Absolutely, it's true. You have to. You have to go on there, and when you're doing what we do, you have to sound like a white person, or else you're not going to get the sales.
But you
Hey,
see,
you
it's
can
not.
you guys
it's
do the
not-
voice
you,
for me?
You said it before, Anzo. It's not a question of sounding white. It just sounded educated, right? You said it yourself before.
No,
yeah.
I said
Oh, but
that
they-
before. But what we were doing
Mhm.
back in
Oh,
the day,
okay.
yeah,
But they
we're-
automatic. If
because
they
if you-
assume
if-
that we're white, then obviously they're thinking because we're like Anzo said, because we're using proper English or proper pronunciation, and we're not ghetto, that we're not black.
yeah.
They expect us to be like, yo, you want to buy some, you want some long distance, yo, like
Mhm.
how many sales am I gonna make like
no,
that, man?
but exactly. But
Even if I call the guy from the hood, he's
but
gonna
that's
hang
called-
up on me.
But that's called
But-
professionalism, right?
Yeah,
It's
it
not
is,
called black
but-
or white. It's called
but-
No, but
professionalism. and
we
dictionary.
know that.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
know that. But at the
Right.
same time, we could use our uptown
Regular voice.
accent,
hmm
where like if
Yeah,
they
I
take
know what
you
you're saying.
off out of your game, they know you're black right away. Why is that? Because your voice or the way you're ending certain words don't
hmm
Yeah,
sound the same
okay.
as you were before. You're a little more, where are you from? The east side, the west
You're
side,
right. Because if you guys notice, right, and I'll say this a lot, like everybody that sees me on the stream, they all think I'm Jamaican. It's like, oh, he's Jamaican. Like, no, I'm not Jamaican. So you got to understand.
He's
when I-
Jamaican, yo.
when I-
No, that's uptown. That's uptown. Because it was predominantly Jamaicans.
and right, exactly. And I hung with this guy and his brother, you know what I mean? So, and that's what I'm saying. So when I get on the phone, I can't go like that because it's like, oh, Jamaican guy, black guy, Jamaican guy, So I got to come with like a, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say, could you do it?
Walking to work, you go like this, kick me in the nuts. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm here.
Yeah, that's funny
Well,
because
chicken Willikers, how many would you like to buy, sir?
I'm calling from Rogers, and
it's funny because it was the opposite for me. Because at work, when I was an operator, whenever Jamaicans called, Hindu people called, Vietnamese people called, they would always transfer me those people because I was able to understand what they were saying. Like we had a guy goes, yeah, man, I'm gonna tell the guy that my battery is low. I want to buy a new battery. and she could understand him, and I
Well, that
understand him
makes
clearly.
Yeah,
It
I
was
get
like,
that. He
okay.
wants to buy a new
And then you have,
battery. Yeah.
and then you have the Vietnamese people that are like, cái mày lắp system, you know, I thought
Oh,
the button don't work, and try to touch it, but it don't go.
I
And I'm
swear,
like,
I had a
okay.
friend, Duck Tran. He talked just like that, man.
And I helped them out, right? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, excuse me, ma'am. Can I put you on a brief hold?
But
Guys,
that was-
get over here.
But you see, when they're calling, it's a little bit different, right? Because they got to deal with
right.
who they have to. But at the same time, I have had like inbound calls. They call me and like, oh, where are you from? Jamaica? You're from here? You're from there? Come on. You know what I mean? And I've had like Indian people that were working beside me, and they had a problem because the person couldn't understand them, and they'd be like, oh, can I get a white person, or can I get this or that? So you have to play
Can I
the
get
certain
someone who speaks
English, yes. Yeah, so you have to
Yo.
play that role. You have to give that.
Yo, it's
voice.
good, my
You just
G.
have
Yo,
to.
how many batteries you want to cop, fam?
In all honesty, Anzo, you know what? We should have a fucking telemarketing show where we just share all of our stories
Oh
and
boy,
the people we've met.
the shit I could say
I'm telling you this.
Great idea.
When my wife got pregnant, I had to get a job. There was no more hustling on the streets, right? And I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not going back to the warehouse. That shit's slavery.
Absolutely.
And then this telemarketing thing was up. You know, there was call centers all over, and there was this place called Sitel. And what it was a Fortune 500 call center. So when you go there, your training is like school. They're teaching you everything about the business, and you got to get
code and everything.
Yeah, you got to get a certain grade to get on the floor to do. Like if Rogers came in per se, they wanted you to get an 89. Now, as soon as you start throwing out numbers, that shit just fucks me up. If you just said pass the test, I would have got a 51 easily. But as soon as you start throwing out numbers, I'm like, oh, fuck. I ain't going to pass this shit. What am I going to do? My wife's pregnant, my first job. I started looking around the fucking room. I'm doing my tests. I started saying, what makes these people better than me, yo? I said, fuck that. If I don't pass, none of them are passing because they all look stupid. I was just like, pumping myself up to big up myself to pass this test, right? Thank God I passed this test because that should change my life. I met so many good people and so many different people that we could have a show that could run from now every day with a story till at least 8 or 9 months in of this year.
But it's not just there too. We'd have that for 8 or 9 months. Then we'd have e-tel. You know what I mean? We could talk about that spot
just
too.
Just telemarketing in general.
God.
Stories every day.
If you guys haven't noticed, I've worked with a lot of places, same as my boy over here, right?
2-year lifespan in telemarketing. 2-year lifespan. Either you don't like the place or the place don't like you.
Absolutely.
That's what
Yep.
Well,
that is correct.
The place you love gets busted.
Yep.
What was that, JJ?
Telemarketing is all about numbers. It's your
Yeah.
success rate, whether you're selling or trying to keep potential buyers or whatnot. It's all about the numbers. If you don't
Absolutely.
get good, you're out the door.
You're as good as yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yep. Been there, done that myself. Not for long, but I was young and an idiot, and I wasn't as lucky, I guess, as you guys were. I got all the old people.
You see, that's where I drew the line. Certain companies where they were like robbing old people and stuff like that, I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't do that stuff.
Like QVC
I could have been a millionaire
shit.
easy with that lottery shit. Easy.
Like lottery shit. Okay.
But I have a conscience. You know what I mean? I couldn't have someone calling my grandmother who saved all of her money, hard-earned money, to get scammed out and left to dry. Are you crazy?
Well, actually, I worked for, I think it was earlier on, it was back in the late 90s, a MasterCard company. trying to get
Oh, that was debit cards.
sign up
D-Rock.
MasterCard,
So-
right? You know,
Let me ask you guys a
D-Rock.
question. Let me ask you guys a question. Do people ever like have like, hey, hold on, just okay, Mr. Anzo, yeah, 1 sec, and do they just get like a bullhorn and just blow it in your ear or some crazy stuff or curse you out? Do you have stories like that where they do
No
stupid shit?
blowhorn, but cursing out, yeah.
I know somebody used to do that, and it's like, come on, man, they're just trying to make a living, you know. You don't have to
well,
just spray a
I
bullhorn in
agree.
your ears.
I agree, but I one guy told me this one night that I kind of adopted for myself later on in life. He guys asked me, he goes, well, hang on a second. Do you have a phone number where I can call you back at? I'm like, no, sir. I'm sorry. Why? He goes, well, I was just curious if I could call you back while you were eating dinner.
Yeah, I've had that too.
I'm like,
I've had that too.
really?
That's so often. That's so often.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why it's tough to work their evening shift.
But when people call me, I use that same line. You know, so I got treated like an ass, so in turn I act like an ass. I know that's not right, but it's like, seriously, man, I'm sitting here trying to eat. What the hell you want to bother me for?
You got to be creative, JJ. I got to give you something that makes you eat that cold food and feel like you got the best of whoever called you. If I'm representing Rogers, I'm going to make you spit out your testimony of how much you hate Rogers. And then I'm going to tell you, well, this is your chance to get back at them, JJ. I'm going to give you this, 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 and this. And you be like, shit, tell me a little more. Yeah, here, take some of this too. And I bet you're happy. Take it for 4 months. You don't like it. You know what to do. I don't need to say that magic word, but you know what to do if you're not happy. Is there anything else I can do for you, JJ, while you could go and eat the rest of your supper?
Yeah, man.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, I get it. I called you at your supper time, and I'm really sorry about that. But if I could help you save some money, you know what I mean? Wouldn't you like to take a little bit out of that supper time and listen to what I got to say? You know what I mean? So you have to, one of the biggest things is to build the rapport with the customer. You just have to do that.
Absolutely. It's just back then I was young, man. I was 18, 19 years old, 20, you know, I didn't know no better. I was still green, you know.
And I get that too, because I used to be like that too until I got into the business. Then I wasn't so rude with telemarketers when they would call me. I'd still be like, no, I'm not interested or whatever. But at the one time
I make them work.
Sometimes I do.
Product knowledge is key. When you're a manager, you know, you put your people through the ringer, so you want to test what other managers are doing out there. And I tell them straight up, man, depending on what company you're working for, this isn't personal, baby, but I don't even want to talk to you. And don't pass me to your manager, because he's going to do about as much as you could do. Pass me to the last person I could talk to. So either I'm canceling or you guys are doing something to keep me. And boom, every time I go, babe, you got to hear what happened. Like, you won't believe. Listen, can I just give you guys a little tip from sales? Always reject the first offer, especially now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. Everything you buy, show them your email address or show them something, and then go, fuck it. You're getting 30 to 40% off guaranteed on the next email you receive from them.
Absolutely.
That's just a tip.
Or even if they call you, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm not really. They'll always do something to sweeten the deal. And if you act like you're interested, but there's just something else that can push you over the edge, they will try to figure out what that is to get you to get that.
A good telemarketer.
Yeah. Definitely. And I used to do what you said, Roberto, but I used to do it when I used to get those fraud telemarketers, right? Those ones that are like, hey, yeah, I send you on a cruise or whatever. So, hey, man, I did all that shit. I sit there and I'm like, okay, so-and-so, right? And I had this one guy and he was just like, yeah, this and that. I was like, yeah, that's interested. I'm interested. And then he went into the pitch again. And I said, okay, that sounds good. I'm interested. Then he went to the pitch again. And I'm like, yes, I'm interested. What do I have to do to get it, you know? And I could tell he was new. So
you're
like,
that
hold on.
Sucker, right?
He's like, okay, hold on.
Probably this guy's first sale. He's rubbing his hands and everything. I got the big kahuna.
Right, because he's like, okay, so now I got to transfer you over to my supervisor, you know? So when the supervisor came on and I was like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, so you're interested? And I said, no, not really, but I do the same kind of thing. And I just have a little advice. Tell your dude, when someone says they're interested right away, you close the deal. You don't go on with what you're doing. You finish up with the closing of the deal. And then they hung up on me. I was like, yeah, man, you're not playing me. I do this shit. This is what I did, you know. Roberto talked about the sweepstakes. I did the sweepstakes. I did it. I did it all. You know what I mean? But we weren't taking from old people with the sweepstakes though. It was more young people than anything. But yeah, I did the sweepstakes. I did all that crap.
I drove to a timeshare a few times the meeting because they were giving me a free trip. That's how I was able to go to Las Vegas. And I'm just sitting there for like an hour. And about a half hour in, he's like, I don't know. I'm just like grilling him. He's like, well, isn't there any place you'd want to go? Would you like to go to Paris? Would you like to go to London? I'm like, no, just for 30 minutes. And then he's like, well, let me take you to the villas. I want to show you the villas. And he's like, don't they look really nice? Don't you like the rooms? Absolutely not. These look terrible. I would never want to go here. It's like, can we wrap this up? He's like, well, no, legally we have to do the whole presentation. I'm like, okay, well, keep going. And then we would like sit there towards the end. There would be some awkward silence. And then finally they give me my free trip to Vegas. But, you know, it's just like.
Free trip to Vegas. But what did you have to do to get that free trip? You had to go to the seminar, right?
Yeah.
Well, you see that.
I'll listen to the hour of
right. That's how they get you. Right, they'll tell you, yeah, we'll give you free trip or whatever, but there's always something behind that where you have to go to a seminar.
Well, they didn't get me because I didn't buy a timeshare.
No, when you go to a timeshare thing, right? Like we went to one in Mexico, and we're walking on the strip, and there's these little wooden booths every half a mile, and they're stopping you to go on these timeshare things. The first guy tells me we need a credit card. I told him we don't have one. He's like, "Oh, sorry, amigo, no problem. Have a good trip."
Away. Yeah, absolutely.
So I used that line all the way down the beach, and I was like a celebrity, just waving, no, you know.
Yep.
This one guy is like, "Hey, I get you one." That's down uptown. I said, "Babe, hold on. Let's see what this guy has to say." Not only did he get us a card, he got me some weed too. I said, "This is a fucking score, right?" So. He goes, listen, my friend, just don't buy nothing. I said, listen, all me and the wife want is this fucking boat ride. Get a little tour, get some drinks, get some food. It's all good. Let's just do this, okay? We go on the timeshare thing. The room we see is fucking gorgeous. Everything was split level. Every room is split level. Go out on your balcony, the fucking water's hitting the shoreline, you're hearing the waves, everything. Me and the wife are tripping. Get to the end of this thing, you're sitting down at the table now, and he's giving you the whole fucking pitch, and you know, me and the wife are just sitting there. This is done. We just get our tequila, get our boat tickets, we're out of here. So he's like, okay, da. I said, listen, amigo. You see my wife, she's pregnant. We just got married. We spent mucho dinero at the wedding. I don't know if I could commit to buying a timeshare right now, but honestly, you did an amazing job. Where's my tickets? I see the tequila. Where's my tickets? He goes, okay, hold on. He goes, just so I don't feel bad, tell me you think about it. I said, okay, I'll think about it. He starts ringing this fucking bell, stands up, ding, 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 ding. Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez are thinking of buying a house, a condo. The music starts playing and everything. I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Babe, grab that. Babe, grab that credit card. You're sitting on the table there, and we just fucking pulled this a slick, you know? Just slowly fucking while they're celebrating and dancing and they're calling out other people's names who are buying condos. I said, you believe that shit? Crazy. I almost got entrapment there.
Yeah.
You know what that fucking boat ride was?
What?
It was a fucking sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but it was literally shaped like a pirate ship shaped like a banana.
Banana boat, okay. Yeah.
That's the first time I got seasick. Because that fucking boat literally just did this, man. Out to sea.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's how they get you, man. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, we've done it for years. We know how it is. So, but
that was like, you know, it was fun, man. You know, it's almost like you you robbed them and you ran away, you know, because you had no intentions of buying. You got the free drinks, you got the tour, you got to eat. They treat you like kings while you're there because they're trying to win you, right?
You get what you pay for, though.
You have no intention.
You know? You get what you pay for, which isn't much. And when I was in Vegas, it was at the Palace Station. So I'm like so far away from the Strip. I had to get the bus back and forth to go there. But it's like, it is what it is. It's free, quote unquote free. I did waste, an hour of my life. But I'll get back. But
Absolutely.
but you guys never did anything like that, though? Sold anything like in person?
Nah,
shares,
more what I did was always over the phone.
I'm a theme park guy, and every theme park I go to, there's at least 4 to 6 people spread out through the park trying to get you to get a timeshare. They offer you free tickets, X amount of nights stay, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the only thing I did to get out of it, and it was quite plain and simple. I don't know about in Canada, but here in the U.S., they rely on your credit score. And I just walk up to them and say, yo, you ain't doing nothing for me. My credit score is 450. They're like, oh, all right, have a good day. And I walk off.
Yeah, it's either you have a bad credit score or you have no credit card. And that's once you have no credit card,
I don't have credit. If I can't pay cash for it, then I don't need it.
Yeah, I tell straight up, I ain't got no credit cards. Fuck that. Guys,
the fact that you don't travel, you don't need a credit card, Anzo. Because you don't have a credit card, you're not staying in no hotel.
Yeah, but I have credit cards.
No, you said you don't have credit cards. I thought I heard you say that.
No.
That was me.
No, I said I tell them I don't have. But
okay.
Yeah, I tell them I don't have, but I got. Guys,
but if you don't need them, you don't need them, man.
Nope.
Yeah, but I've been so long with bad credit that now my credit is good.
It feels good,
I mean?
Huh?
Yeah, I want to keep that shit going up, and I want to keep my credit good. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Guys, you have something to get off your chest?
I'm just exhausted with all this political shit over here, man, about the French language, English language, and now they're planning of restricting the number of places for French-speaking people to go into English colleges, right? So it's crazy, man. I'm just so tired of this whole issue across the country, right? Because if you're going to be a country and say you have 2 official languages, then enforce the 2 official languages throughout the whole country, right? And now they're saying how Quebec is the backbone to preserve the language throughout the country. So they want more power in order to preserve that. But for us living here in Quebec, we don't want that because right now the Anglos don't have any representation whatsoever. And just now, it seems like the federal government is waking up and is going to help us Anglophones in our province to have more rights. So yeah, I'm just tired about the whole thing. And like I said before, I'm so tired of having so many school boards. Why do we need 6 English school boards? Why do we need 7 French school boards in this province? That's old mentality. Just stop with the English French. Just have one school board, completely 100% bilingual. All the English schools that are closing won't have to close because now they can take from the French sector as well and populate their schools and not bring up schools for closure in the English school board, And it's just freaking exhausting. It's ignorance. Anzo, I know you say you don't speak, but I know if you go to a store and you have to speak, you speak. You're even broken or not broken, you make yourself understood, and that's what counts, right? And it's just, if you choose to stay here, then you have to respect both sides of you have to respect the history of it, right? And it's just sad, man. I just, I have a friend of mine that is a separatist. They both wanted to break away from the country, but that's like I said, they're good people. They have nothing to mother. Their political views are different, but I know, if in the States, I know that would never happen. If someone said Texas is going to separate, it's going to become its own country, that wouldn't slide, right? It would be like a hailstorm, right? But over here, it's not that. But see, here, it's a country that wasn't split up on war, right? It was the war with the French. Before Canada became Canada, it was just the English, the British, and the French, right? And the British kicked the French's ass here in Quebec, but they allowed them to keep their land, and they allowed them, their churches and stuff. So they didn't scorch earth kind of with them, right? So that's why. But that's the thing, man. It's so tiring because it's become so. Listen, I know how to speak Spanish fluently, right? My kids don't, because that's part of my fault. Well, one of my kids don't, part of my fault, because my wife and I, we speak Spanglish at home. There was no laws imposed for me to keep my language. None whatsoever. But here in Quebec, they impose laws that, let's say, we have someone that comes from Spain to live here in Canada right now, and they get their cards. Their children are not allowed to go to English school living in our province. They have to go to French school. They don't have a choice. So what happened throughout the history in the area that Anzo and I grew up, all the English school, because we live
I grew up in that area too?
Yeah, exactly. You too. But you didn't see it. You didn't see it. You didn't live through what I'm talking about.
I hear you.
The English population was getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and schools kept closing. I had to change school twice, right?
But I saw Cotoneige when it was really school. English. Before, this is Bill 101 that changed all of this.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
and then
I was there for that shit.
Then I went to Outremont High School, right? And I only was there for 3 years. Then it closed, became French. Then I went to Wager High School. I graduated from there. 2 years after I graduated, it closed, it became French, right? Northmount, they had to move Northmount out because Van Horn High School was bursting at the seams. They needed a bigger high school.
They did the same thing to Marymount with St. Luke.
Exactly, right? So it's just tired, man. It just drains me. I don't know why it drains me the way it does. Maybe it shouldn't, but it's called ignorance. I just respect each other, man. And
you have to see their agenda, guys. You have
their agenda. Their agenda is to phase us out, man.
Exactly.
Phase us out.
Because look, if you tell
those
me
that can't assimilate have to leave. That's what they're doing.
Legault, does he look like a guy who's going to get reelected? Or even thinks he's going to get reelected?
No, and that's why
he's all about, let me do the damage I could do. Let me do all the damage I could do to fuck the Hanglish. I was contemplating, and I even, posed a question to the wife. Where would you like to live outside of Quebec? Because if you really, really think about it, it's got to be a really Montreal has to be an immaculate place to live.
It is.
For the amount of taxes we pay, the life conditions we live through, all 4 seasons, clothing, cars, you name it, language, shitty fucking streets. Why are we still here?
Because it's home, man.
I know, but home has changed for our parents. Homes has changed for a lot of people when their environment becomes unfriendly. I'll tell you unlivable.
And it's yes, we're taxed more than any other province that there is.
Don't forget province. We're more taxed than anybody in the fucking
North America.
world. No, it's grown beyond North America now. Their latest fucking release is we're taxed the most in the world.
Look at all the social services that we have.
Fuck that. They're all shit.
They're shit, but they're there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're there. Okay.
They're there.
I have a car. It doesn't drive, but it's there. That's what it is. Go to the hospitals. You go to the hospitals, the staff are all fighting with each other.
Yes, because they're overworked.
Exactly.
Look at
the fucking backlash. People are fucking calling out the nurses. Not the fact that these guys are overworked and underpaid. They're overworked in environments that you can go to war and have a higher survival rate. But everybody calls them out because they're making some fucking life-ending mistakes in those hospitals. Who's holding these motherfuckers accountable?
No one.
How long is it before people start to turn? People just say, I had enough.
Do you think it's better?
Is this what it's coming to?
Listen, I have friends that live in Toronto. All right. You know how much rent costs in
Oh,
Toronto?
I know. It's fucking
It's
ridiculous.
fucking ridiculous.
Fucking
She has to work 2 jobs, bro. 2 jobs to be able to pay her rent, her food, and her expenses. Because it's ridiculous how much everything costs there.
But
That's
look
the
at
thing.
the average income
Here,
over there.
but still, that's what the illusion is, though. That's where you're mistaken. That's where
I was
that's
there,
where the
guys.
mistake is.
Sir. I was
Dude,
there. It's no illusion.
If
A
you're
lot of people are living good in Toronto.
if you're making this amount of money, it's gonna cost you this amount for your lifestyle. So it
There's a lot more
balances out.
opportunity there. There's a
Yes,
lot more opportunity.
I'm not arguing that
I mean,
point. I'm not
in
arguing
New
that
York,
point.
so
I'm just saying that if we're still here, it's because we're conformed to staying here. Because we don't want to take the risk of
family.
learning.
I think it's more family oriented. I can
Oh,
speak
for
only
sure.
for myself. That my
For
parents
sure.
are still here. They're old. It would
Mhm.
be stupid for me to leave to have
Absolutely.
to come back. My kids are still kind of young, so it's conditional.
Mhm.
When my kids decide to move on and my parents decide to, well, not decide to, but inevitable happens, that's when the questions posed. And I'm telling you, it's favoring more leaving than staying.
Mhm.
Especially with the shit that's going on now, with how they're targeting the English again. We're going through an epidemic, and you're singling out our language?
You know what? I can live here because I have no issues to work in any language they want to throw me in. It's their stupidness that's hurting the. Listen, the last referendum is what destroyed us, killed us. We could have been the economic power of Canada. The first referendum hurt that. The second one was the nail in the coffin. Now these idiots that can't change their mind, liberal, and I'm talking even the Liberal Party here for this fucking province, it's shit. They have done fuck all for the English community. Fuck all.
Where they pay a lot in rent per se. Look at their gas. I mean, you have to understand, guys, Carl, we get it in every fucking way.
Mm-hmm. I'm not arguing that.
So, forget even French, because I managed to live here all my life and I understand French as good as I understand English. But more times than not, the reason why I don't speak French is because I know when anybody in this province goes to fill out an application for employment, it doesn't only ask you if you speak French. It asks you if you're bilingual. So if you put you're bilingual, you have to serve me in my fucking language. And I tell you, the French people here, a lot of them refuse to serve you in your language. They acknowledge you, they understand your English, and then they speak to you in French. And it's gotten so bad that if you walk away from some of these people, you'll hear them talking amongst themselves in English. Yeah. You talk to her in English, she serves you in French. You leave, she's talking to her co-worker in English. You do this?
Yeah, because a lot of
no one's so.
I never had that experience. I can't.
No, I saw it at IGA. I saw it. It's as of late. Maybe I'm noticing stuff because I'm bored. There's really nothing to do here anymore. I'm more observant,
So with what I was saying about the whole colleges, who are the people that are most upset about it? It's not the Anglophones. It's the Francophones.
Really?
Yeah, because they're saying that they want to preserve the language, but already when you're going to college, you're an adult already. What are they preserving at that point? Right? It's such a political agenda. It's just to keep people in the French colleges, but the kids, the young adults, know that English is the business language of the world.
Absolutely.
So if they want to do something, they go into these colleges because they know that it's their time. And what's funny also is that all these politicians are that pro-French, their kids go to private schools that are freaking bilingual. So they're forcing immigrants and they're forcing their own French-speaking population that only gone to French schools that they have to go to French school, but them, because they can afford to, they'll send their kids to a private English school. So it's the double standards. It's ridiculous. Like Roberto says, the majority of the reasons I haven't moved is because of family. Because if I had to, there's a possibility I would have probably already
Where would
ended
you
up
go?
in Ontario. Myself?
Yeah.
I would just cross the border into Ontario.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know why I was thinking more Ottawa.
Ottawa's nice.
Because
Well, I
Ottawa has
have
grown.
a lot of
It's not too far. Yeah, but Anzo, what am I doing? I don't club anymore. What am I gonna do?
Exactly.
What do you do? Where do you go clubbing?
Me?
You're home most
Right
of
here?
the time.
I
You're
club.
fucking. You're doing shows all the time. You have no time to do anything.
I club all the time, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I still
Nah, I'm
club. I
done
go
with
to
that
I
shit.
go to Santos. I go to places on Crescent. All last year when it was open, I was going out almost every weekend.
Me too. I also club all the time.
Yeah, but
I have no choice.
You're 30
I'm
years
just gonna
old,
throw
Josh.
in. I'm 35. I'll be 36 next month.
Oh, sorry.
No, I know. I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly. No, I'm just gonna say a couple things just so I'm not like dormant and silent this whole time. But you know, that's interesting stuff though, like that you guys go through. I mean, if they spoke French to me, I'd be like, what? Huh? You know, I'd like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. That's why I was worried. And you guys know, like I say, I do want to go there after the pandemic's over and after all the stuff's over.
Man. We'll take care of you.
Believe me, it has nothing. Believe me, if you're a tourist, they don't treat you like shit.
We'll bring you to the West Island.
They don't treat you like shit.
Well, no, what I was gonna say was like
we'll bring them to the West Island and they'll blend right in.
I was gonna say, no, I was gonna say I'm not worried about like, oh no, everything's gonna be in French. Oh, I'm not gonna understand because when I went to Ireland, they have the Gaelic, you know, underneath the English, and mostly everybody spoke English. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about that. I'm sure like everything there.
The signs are only in French here, like the signs on the highway. It's only in French.
Wait, no, you're messing with me. See,
nope.
I swear, I'm telling you, man. They're only in French. The only thing that's bilingual is a stop sign.
Mm-hmm.
And even those are a red stop.
Yeah, some of the ones here don't even say stop anymore.
It just says a red.
Are they a hexagon though? Is it a hexagon?
Yes.
You know what the stop sign is.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. You guys are like. At least I know the kilometers per hour though. I seen that shit. So you know.
Yeah, but luckily your car is in both miles per hour and kilometers.
Exactly.
No, yeah, that's how I figured. Because I never looked. I'm like, well, what's the point of that other number? I don't get that. And then I thought about you guys. I'm like, oh, that's it. And I'm glad that I'm on this show now because if I do go to Montreal, it's like, oh fuck, like what am I doing? And you guys would drive on the right side of the road. You're not like in Europe where they're on the left side of the road, right?
No, we're on the right side, bro.
You're on the right side of the road. Yeah. Well, no, because
we're not that fucked up, man. Come on.
You know what, Josh?
No, when I went to London, it was like I got
make right turns on every right light here.
That is true.
Wait a minute, say that again. What?
We can't make right turns
at the stop
in Montreal at the red light.
We have that 50-50. Like sometimes you can make a right, sometimes you can't.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I usually
they have to post it for stupid people. You got signs that there are no turn on red.
Oh yeah, there's no turn on red. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no turn on red. You know, just like we got idiots here that we need street signs, lights on while raining.
Really? But if anything. Yeah, right. If anything, I could use Google Translate or whatever to translate something like that. We have that. It's 2021 now. You can find out any language, Yeah,
you could definitely Google Translate it if you needed to. Plus, I think they have an app where you can actually talk into it and it'll translate it for you. So you're good with that.
Yeah, now it's like that. Technology, right?
But but to go back with what you were saying with the federal government trying to help us out, you know how our Quebec government is. They're not going to let that happen. They're not going to let that happen without a fight. They're going to fight that. They'll even bring up separating again if that's
dead. That's dead.
Yeah, they pretty much said that's dead now.
That's dead.
They've given up.
They're done. Now that's why they're doing these little things just to freaking poke you and make your life miserable. And
believe it or not, the Parti Québécois is trying to be friendly now.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen, it's mirrors, a different. It's a whole. It's like supposed to be a new agenda. It's a new age, a new that old mentality way of thinking isn't there anymore. Till you put them in.
Mm-hmm. No, what we need here is a new party. That's what we need.
I say,
oh my God,
fucking get the Green Party to run the world, Joe.
For
even
real.
if they're not supporting weed. Push it.
So
we say put them in power.
Any party that supports weed, I vote for. They got my vote.
It's got to be green.
It's got my vote.
Got to be green.
Saying your whole province is like Coca-Cola, though. They want you to be less French or whatever. or English?
No, I
No,
want us
sure.
to be less
English.
English.
You know what,
Less
Oh,
John?
less English. Okay, less
I can
English.
walk-
Okay.
We could walk down to the local 7-Eleven because I'm just giving you reference because you're more familiar with that term, 7-Eleven. Here we call them depanneurs.
Tim Hortons, right? That's what
I could buy a case of 24 beers. Could you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
right at your corner store.
Yeah.
You could do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, we can go to the corner store. You know, we call them, you know,
Oh, sorry. I
market.
thought you guys were in Ontario. Sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I will
don't
say
know what I was
this.
thinking. I don't know what I was
In New
thinking.
York,
I'm sorry.
in New York, there is a little bit like weird. Like if you're at the liquor store and you can't get beer at the liquor store, you have to get liquor at the liquor
You have to
store.
go to the
can't
beer
get,
store, right?
and vice versa. Yeah. So, or they won't
That's
sell
crazy.
liquor in the gas station. You can only get
No, I'm sorry.
liquor from the liquor
You
store.
Americans are the best with alcohol. The best. Hands
Well, the
down.
European
The best.
No, you're,
Yo, my corner stores sell wine, man.
So do ours. The only thing we
you're down
can't get
south,
at,
JJ.
We don't
man,
have
I'm in Florida.
Florida,
have
okay, yeah.
family size or extended family size bottles like you guys
yeah,
have.
no, we don't have
Like
those big
the
bottles.
The economy bottles.
block
Even,
party bottles, you know?
even Ontario has those big
Yeah.
bottles. We don't have
Yeah.
them here,
Yeah,
right?
but Anzo, they're so fucking
Um,
cheap in the US, man.
There's a cheap
Oh, yeah, I
Alcohol
know.
is so cheap
Yeah, I
over
know.
there.
I know.
They used
I
to
know.
be cheaper in Toronto. It's not even like that anymore.
I can
No.
go. I can go buy a case of beer right now and not spend no more than $15.
No, we're not allowed
24?
24 or 12.
24.
24? What's the alcohol content? What's the percentage? It can't be like 5%.
No, I'm talking about like a name brand. You
Yeah.
know,
Like Budweiser?
Budweiser,
Bud-
what is that? 3%?
Budweiser, Michelob. No,
Okay.
no, most of the beer around here is
5%, right?
No, their beers. You could
well,
drink 6 to 1 of ours.
Well, Michelob
'Cause-
Ultra is 4%.
Michelob.
So
I haven't heard that.
Well,
in
we have
years.
40s over here too. We have Old English and all that stuff you could buy. Like
That's
that.
just a lot of beer. It's just your percentage is very weak compared to Canadian beer.
Mhm.
honestly, I couldn't tell you exact. I would say no more than 7, but I'm a liquor drinker, man. I drink nothing but Crown. So I can't tell you that what the alcohol content in say Budweiser or whatnot, but it's no more than 5.5, 6.5 here, maybe.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same.
Remember
tell you,
Triple X beer? Remember it was like 7.5%.
Yeah, there was also Brador. Those are strong beers because Brador in particular. When I was playing hockey, the Americans would come over here and drink that beer like it was water. Meaning they were all drunk and puking everything, right? But the beer was so strong, they just kept ordering it. Instead of buying alcohol, they can get as loaded on those beers as drinking alcohol.
Yeah, but if you're talking Budweiser here is the same. Like I'm looking at it now.
What is it, 5%?
5%.
5%. Okay.
Yeah,
It's just
5%.
It's just like when you smoke an American Demorier and you smoke a
It's
Canadian Demorier,
different. That I know.
Yeah, I just find it's a little.
That I know.
It's like piss water kind of thing.
What is that?
They still have the Moriers? Really?
Yeah.
What
you
is
could buy
that?
Demorier.
But the Demoriers now they fucked them up.
Yeah.
What are they?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Brand.
Okay.
Yeah, brand of cigarettes. They fucked them up because they made a law here now where all our pack of cigarettes have to look the same. And when they did that, they all have to look the same.
The same packaging.
What do you mean? Like the same packaging?
You cannot.
They're all like in dark mode.
Yes. Yes.
Like
every
some
single.
Marlboro is.
And if you go to the store, you don't see them. They're behind.
They can't be in
glass.
clear eye view.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Dude, when you go to the store, you go right into the gas station. It's like, oh wait, do I want Marlboro menthol lights? And they're all some are green, some are blue, some are red.
Nope, they're all the same. And the
Wow.
more you changed their brand when they did that, they changed it. So now it's like not the same as it was before, but that's our laws here, man. They're trying to cut people down from smoking, so they figured they'd make it less appealing. Demorier has that nice red box and shit, but now all our boxes look like this.
I'm assuming
not only that,
smoke inside, right?
Like liquor you can't go buy liquor at a convenience store, at a corner store after 11 o'clock.
No. Yeah.
Well, we can't. Yeah, and you can't smoke inside there, like I said.
No, man. I mean, buy liquor if you want to go buy booze. As of 11 o'clock, you can't buy it anymore.
Anywhere.
I know what you meant. I was just curious if you could smoke inside,
Any day of the week.
Any day of the
week.
Oh wow.
After 11, it's done. Now you could go to a club and you can drink
Yeah,
as much as you want in a
to
club
go to a
and shit.
party or whatever.
But
Yeah.
if you need to go to the store at 11 o'clock after 11, they have the locks on them and everything. So yeah.
Damn.
Well, you guys could buy beer anytime.
We can buy beer no earlier than I believe it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And if you're out like at a club or something,
Mhm.
closing time's 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, but
Mm.
you're.
But
At a
if
convenience
you
I
go-
store.
walk into the convenience store.
if you go to a store to buy alcohol, as long as they're open, you can buy it up to 2 o'clock in the morning. But
Shit.
most
really?
most corner stores close 10, 11 o'clock, depending on what day of the week it is.
Oh no, for us you can buy beer anytime you want to at the corner store, but like I said, they don't serve liquor there, so liquor would be after
So
whenever they
if your
close.
corner store is open till 5 o'clock in the morning, you can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go buy a beer.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
See, those alcohol laws vary from state to
That's
state.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an after party.
Yep.
But we used to have it where it's like you can't get it on Sunday after 3 o'clock or some nonsense in there. They got rid of that. You can buy the shit on Sunday now. So
I remember here stores being closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Everything was closed.
Yeah.
Oh, everything
Sundays,
was closed.
Yeah, everything was closed on Sundays. You
Except the pharmacies. The pharmacies were open. That was the only thing.
Restaurants, everything closed on Sundays.
Yeah, up until I was 17 or 18, you couldn't buy alcohol on Sunday. Period. Everything was still open, but your stores and whatnot. But the liquor stores weren't open on Sunday. You couldn't buy it on Sunday. And if you tried to buy it in a corner store, oh no, they'd shut you down quick before you even got the cooler door shut.
Oh yeah, it is crazy. So everybody got what they had off their chest. So now I got something to get off my chest, and it's something we talked about before, but it's still being a topic. So I decided I'd discuss it a bit because I was watching a stream. Sorry, I was watching a stream the other day, and they were talking about Black Lives Matter. So when a bunch of white people talk about Black Lives Matters, I like to perk up. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course, man.
4 white guys, and I like to perk up. So I perked up, and they didn't really say anything, but they said the same old thing where it's like, oh, well, all lives matter. And at the end of the day, I am so sick of that because that is not what we are saying. You know what I mean? It's like they changed the narrative to fit it, to make it sound as bad or worse than it is. But what I'm trying to let people know and what they need to know is just because we are saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean we are saying that all lives don't matter. But how can all lives matter unless Black Lives matter? And that's
you stamp that out, Anzo.
So,
you stamp that out. When let's just say the killer whale is going extinct, and they run a campaign to save the killer whale. Killer whales matter. Do they say all fucking fish matter?
For real, right?
Okay, it's what's being targeted is the emphasis of what matters. I'm sorry if you feel left out. Let us kill you innocently, and then we'll throw you in the fucking loop. How does that sound? That's how I feel about that. I told you I'm gonna piggyback on your guys' fire tonight. I'm piggybacking hard, huh? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
My back hurts, man.
No, bring the flames, bro. We got them going on in the background. Bring those flames, guys. What were you gonna say?
No, I was saying you're dead. I agree with you 100%. That's what it is.
And it bothers me. You know what I mean? Because listen, we're the ones getting murked. You know what I mean? All the time. And I'm not just saying by cops or anybody, but listen, there was another one where they were talking about, white privilege. And I think I have I can't believe I forgot it. I have the picture here somewhere. I'll try and bring it up. But it's like, white privilege. And it's, hold on, let me get it. If I can find it here.
To me, that's a bogus term to me. White privilege.
Me too.
Because I'm white. And I've been called many things, and I have been raised many different ways, and I have learned a lot of different shit, and privilege is not one of them.
Here, white privilege is nothing but a myth. Everyone I grew up with, poor and middle class, and I had to work their ass off for everything they have gotten.
Absolutely.
That is not white privilege, though.
No,
This
it's
is my
not.
point. People like to compare it to being poor. That's not what it is. White privilege is me going into a store with a white guy and I get followed because I am black. That's what white privilege is.
Yep.
You understand? It has nothing to do with economics because we all being poor together. But when I go into a store, I get looked at different. We can be poor, but you guys will, or white people, some white people anyways, will have more opportunities than I will.
Right
White
on.
privilege is Oprah, and that's why I say it has nothing to do with money, because Oprah, who's one of the richest women in the world, walked into a store and got kicked out because she was black, because they didn't know she was Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, I'm not sitting here. We're all broke. We all in peace. You know what I mean? Down on our out our luck. But when it comes to getting jobs, you know what I mean? My name is Onzo. You know how many people passed me up a job because I had a black name? Not because of what I could do, but because my name was black. Yeah.
But you know how many people passed out my name because of my name? They didn't know what the fuck it was.
Exactly.
Don't hire him. We're gonna chew off our tongue trying to say his name.
God,
Hey, who's this guy, man? Gaze car,
God,
what?
you laugh. I'll let Anzo finish, then I'll tell you a story that happened to me at the American border.
Go ahead. Tell your story.
I would tell you,
check this out, okay? When 9/11 just happened, right? My father and I go hunting in the United States we're doing it for every year. So I had gone and I came back for the weekend, and I was going back for the rest of the week. I get to the border. The person looks at my papers, and I have firearms in the back, right? So the border is like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm going to Rensselaer." And he goes, "What for?" I'm like, "Hunting." "Do you have firearms in the back?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." "Stop your engine, sir. Put your hands onto the side." And I had to do all this, right? So he opened up the back, opened up the woman's face in the back car when she saw the rifle. She's like, "Oh my God, he has a gun." And I'm like, "Yeah." I had all the papers and everything, right? And I'm like, I gave him my papers, and he goes, "What nationality is your name?" And I'm like, "It's Basque." And he's like, And he's like, "There are terrorist groups in the Basque country." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So right away, because I said I was Basque, he pulled me into the freaking corner. They checked my car. I was there for an hour in the office until the guy who saw me and knows the border agent that knows my dad, because he goes across the border a lot
all the time.
He sees me there and he goes, "Hey, Jesus, son, how are you?" And I'm like, "Good. What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's checking up all my stuff." "What do you mean he's checking up all your stuff? You had all your paperwork?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Hold on a sec." He went to the back, comes back, gives me my paper, gives me my keys. He goes, "Sorry." I'm like, "Ever since 9/11, the new recruits that came in are really high strung with anything that has to do with anything." So he's like, "Here you go. Your papers are fine. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that." I'm like, "Fine." But just because I said, "Oh, I'm Basque," and the fucker knew, like, he was educated. He knew, like, like shit. I was like, "God damn." And the daughter of the guy from the States was with me too, right? So she was like, "Holy shit. I thought they were going to cavity search you." I'm like, "I thought so too, man." I was like waiting to get into a room and everything. I was like, "What the hell, man?" So sorry, man. I cut you off because, this judging, right? Judging, and that's how it is.
No, Geishgar, I already told you, Geishgar to me sounds like you're one of Thor's party members. You know what I mean?
Thought you were
Geishgar, move forward.
No.
Going high.
It's actually, I did a lot of research on the Basque people. They don't know where they derive from, and they're actually saying they're older than Celtic people. And the myth is that they're saying that are they the last people of Atlantis, because it goes so far back that it's crazy. They're Celtic, they're the British. Even before the British were British, the Basque were in that territory as well. So that's how far back it goes. It's crazy.
So
it's
you're
crazy.
not Thor's. So you're not Thor's ancestor. You're Aquaman's ancestor, is what you're saying. I'm trying to be silly.
I have no idea.
Do you remember Miracle Mart in the plaza?
Absolutely.
We used to go in there, me and my boy. Look conspicuous. Walk in there like, yeah, we're gonna steal something. And that was basically, we were the worm on the end of the hook to grab that security guard's attention. There was one security guard. So whoever he followed amongst the two of us, that meant the other one was the one that had the green light. And we did that for so long till they got back up. But I understand your theory, but we exploited their fucking theory when we were young, you know? Because it used to frustrate us so much that when we walked in the store, the guy would be following. Even when I remember walking with my parents and we go in the store and my mom would be holding, and I'd be looking back and saying in my head, why do they always follow us? Like what, a family with their kid is going to fucking steal groceries? You think, I mean, has it happened that you guys have to look out for that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Here in the States,
It's sad. Really? It's sad.
It does happen, but I know what you're saying.
That's some sad shit, man.
Listen, when I was working at Maxi, okay, there was a woman that would come maybe twice a month. And I was wondering why the guard was following her, right? It was a black woman with a big winter jacket. And I'm like, why is he following this woman, right? Like, she looked fine. Didn't look raunchy or anything. She was just, you know, nice jacket, was walking in. And right away, the guard just looked at her and started following her. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So when I went on my lunch break, she busted the woman. She had cut out the lining of her jacket and was putting in those combo, not the combo, the deluxe mega minced meat into her jacket. She had about 10 of those T-bone steaks full in her jacket. Yep. And then when I spoke with the manager, I'm like, oh man, I thought he was just being a dick because she was, you know, black. And he goes, no, she comes every 2 months or so and tries to steal. This time we were waiting for her and see what she was gonna do, and she had a large quantity amount that she actually got arrested. Like, and I think she even had spent jail time, right?
But you see, that's the thing, because they knew that she was doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like they just singled her out. You know what I mean?
What you're saying is 100%, man. I've seen it. I've seen it with people and other companies that I know that I experienced when they see the name or they see the, you know, because you know sometimes when you do their CV, they put their pictures and right away, and it gets passed off. You know, I've seen it. It's true what you're saying. There is that's the white privilege you're talking about. It's the fact that if it's me and you go into a store and, you know, a random store, the percentage of you being the one that's going to be looked at is higher than me.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And I'm someone never been arrested or anything like that in my life, but yet I have to do it. And when people are like, oh, well, you know, it's not like that. I'm like, you don't live in my shoes, bro. I'm sorry. You if you ain't black, you can never understand it. You can't.
100%.
You can't. Gaishka's been hanging with black people and me all the time, but you can never understand it unless you are in my shoes, man.
And I've said it. Remember the first time I came on the O.O.C, remember I hit that subject, right? I've said it. I can only imagine. I don't know what it is, but I can only imagine. And I witnessed this firsthand, the injustice, being with my friends and stuff, and I've seen it. So yeah, definitely, man.
And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you've seen it. You can, you know, experience it hanging with us. But until you're walking by yourself late at nighttime, get stopped by the cop for no reason. You know what I mean? I got stopped because I wore a Raider jacket. Like, are you kidding me? Guy stopped me because people stopped me. He was like, because it was around the time when they had those big Raider parkas, right?
Yeah, the bomber jackets almost.
The bomber jackets, yes. And I wanted one so bad, and I got one. I finally got one, and I'm just sporting this jacket, and I'm walking up the street, and so cop pulls me over, and he's like, "Hey, where you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going home." He's like, "Oh, what's your name? You have any ID?" No problem. Pull up my ID. Give him my ID, right? Then he tries to play slick. And he's like, "Oh, you're a Raider fan, eh?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm a Giants fan." And at the time, the Raiders had just traded for their quarterback, which was Jeff Hostetler. So I was like, "Oh, we just got your quarterback, Jeff Hostetler. Yeah, we should be doing good after that." He gave me back my card, didn't even check it, gave me back my card and let me go. You understand? So it's like you're stereotyping me because I have on this big jacket, you know what I mean? But when you found out that I actually like football and I know what I'm talking about, it's like, okay.
Oh, it's good.
Well,
You know
it
what
was
I'm
like with me, you know. I mean, think about like what I told you last week about how I thought we were all buddies, we were all friends, hanging out, doing comics, same comics. If you know, if I wasn't black, maybe I wouldn't have been called XYZ. Maybe Greg wouldn't have hated me as much. But yeah, man, I'm with you, bro. You know what I mean? And I get the word. I get the other side of it too from my family, where it's like, oh, you like this type of music and you like that type of music. So I get hate from both sides. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're too white, you're too black. Nah, man, I'm just me, man. I'm just Josh. Dude.
And
I do what
and
I
that's
do.
and that's another thing, Andrew, because that is true as well. Roberto's brother at one time had a girlfriend, white. He was with her for a long time, you know? And we used to tell her at the beginning of the relationship how it was. Oh, no, you guys are exaggerating. It's not true. You know what I mean? They're not like that. 2 years later, I remember sitting in the house with them, and she was like, man, I think she either came in and she was storming or whatever. She was like, man, you guys were absolutely right. You know, ever since I've been with this guy for 2 years, I see the totally different police officers. That not only did they stop her a lot more, but they gave her attitude. You know what I mean? Attitude that she was not getting when she was alone.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, because that's a whole nother level. Because obviously I have, you guys see my baby mama and my daughter. And yeah, I mean, imagine, you know, like the stares, and whenever Mary would tell me like, hey, those people are staring, like, and then I remember, no, it was Abby's cousin, my daughter's cousin, was like, you know, oh, those people keep staring at us. What is it? And I knew it, and Mary's like, shh, don't say that around Josh, because he's gonna say something. He's gonna turn around and fucking, because she knows I would, because I've done it in the past. And yeah, no, that shit pisses me off more than anything. It's like, hey, how's it going? What's up? Well, like, what are you looking at me for? I already know the answer, because, you know, black guy and a white girl. You know what I mean? I was thinking about that this morning, and you'll appreciate this. You know, Disney, they're so progressive, right? With Star Wars, they fired Gina Carano, all that stuff. They can't have Finn and Rey get together like they really wanted to. What do you think about that?
I don't know if that was the issue. I just think that they didn't have the story. They didn't know what they were doing.
So they didn't have Finn and Poe get together either. They didn't do the gay thing. They didn't do the interracial thing. And even when Finn and Rose, you know what I mean, though? You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying, because there was, if you watch the first couple of the first Force Awakens, you could tell that Finn kind of had a thing for Rey. You know what I mean?
She saves his life from Kylo Ren. It's like,
yes. And then in the second one, they bring in the Asian girl, and she has a crush on Finn. And then
that was
third
a
one.
mess.
And then in the third one, and then in the third one, they bring in a black girl who doesn't want to leave Finn's side. So I get what you're saying. I think they just didn't know what they were doing when it came to that. So I don't really want to say
it's because they fucked that all up.
Yeah. They just didn't know what they were
personally think that. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think that. I don't think that they could go as far as having the black and white relationship, because that's what
you could be right. You could be right. I'm not going to say you're not.
Yeah, because there haven't been any cartoons that they have done anything like that either. You're right, huh?
No, there haven't been any cartoons. And they would rather make Lando a pansexual than to have an interracial relationship.
Is he making love with the robot? What, L3 is the name? I don't want to fuck up the name. L3?
Yeah, L3 or something like that. Yeah.
So, and then at the end of the third one, and you guys know I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I knew at the end of the third one, it's like, look, there's two lesbians, they're kissing. There's two females kissing. You guys like that, right? It was for 1 second in the end of the frame. Non-characters that aren't even in the thing. It's like, well, we didn't have Finn and get together, but here, you like that, right? Aren't we so progressive? And then they fired Gina Carano after all that bullshit. That's what I mean, like the hypocrisy. But it goes with what you're saying, though, you know?
Absolutely. You're gonna say something, JJ?
Well, no, I'm just in there listening to it all. You know, being a white guy, also. I can't say I've never. I can never honestly sit here and say, yeah, I walked in your shoes, because that ain't never going to happen. Look at me. That's proof. But I have had some of the same experiences you guys have, so I can somewhat relate, but not to the extent
Mhm.
You know,
And
because
and you know what, JJ? I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not saying you guys
go ahead.
haven't. You know, even with time, I'm not
Right.
saying you guys haven't had
Mhm.
those kind of experience. But for me and people like me, it's an everyday thing,
I know.
constantly every day. I cannot walk on the street without having a cop car pass me, and they're doing this when they pass me. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Every day,
Yep.
every
You know,
day.
Sometimes I try to
I-
get away from them, and they're still like they follow me down the road and shit. It's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Mhm.
when I
They'll,
was
they'll run your
11,
plates.
Hmm.
when I was 11, 12 years old, when my aunt and uncle got together, I got a black uncle, and my dad hated it. I never knew why. I'm thinking, okay, they seem to like one another. You know, I was still young, but
Hmm.
it made sense to me, because I wasn't raised that way. But with my dad being that way, people look at me sometimes and ask me, well, how can you not feel some kind of because I don't believe in it.
Hmm.
I don't care what color you are. If we got something going on, hey, I'm gonna try and stick in it to win it. You know, I don't care if you're white, black,
mhm.
purple, green, yellow. I don't give a shit.
Hmm.
And it goes the same with people. When I go to meet people, um, even when I worked for a delivery company, I saw all kinds of people. Um,
Hmm.
I give them the best service I could give them. I was as polite as I could. You know, not just because I was representing a company, but that's how I was raised.
Hmm.
You know, I believe in the benefit of the doubt. Um, Now I'm not saying you guys ain't had it shitty. Hey, I'll drink to that one. You know, I know you
Hmm.
guys have, but
I don't,
I'm not going to sit here and say I fully understand it, but then because that just makes me look ignorant.
No,
I don't
and I
want to
get what you're
say,
saying. Go ahead,
but I
Josh.
also don't want to say. I'm sorry. I also don't want to say that we've had it shitty. It's just different. It's different than just like, oh, that your life sucked. Like my life is great, dude. I love my life. But like I
Yeah, yeah.
said, those little things, like at McDonald's or whatever, when they're looking at me and my daughter, like, oh, is she mixed? Or it's just those
Hmm.
little stuff.
No,
Things
I'm
like
No.
talking about no. I'm speaking of the same aspect
I
of
know what you
feeling
meant. Though. No,
in the 30s, 40s, 50s. No, you guys had it shitty.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
know they don't lie about
oh,
that. Look back on our history. You guys
Yeah,
have had it
yeah,
shitty.
I was gonna correct him,
I would agree with
JJ.
that.
It was shitty.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not as bad now, but it was fucked up, and then it was shitty.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
sorry, I
that's
didn't hear the 30s, 40s part.
and that's the thing I'm saying. We're not saying like we hate our lives or anything like that. Fuck, I love
No,
my life
no.
too. You know what I mean? It's just the annoying shit. Like I said, like never been arrested or anything like that, but yet I got to walk down the street and be watched every time I go someplace, and it's an everyday thing, and it's fucking annoying.
Imagine, Josh, you really had to go. You're running. You see a bathroom. You're like, oh fuck. You run over there and see a sign. Only whites.
Oh yeah, back in the day, I don't know, man.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
Imagine
no,
that.
no. Well, I felt that. I felt it. I can. It's only a TV show, Lovecraft Country. I felt it like the
Sorry, I
fear
can't
and
even
anger
watch
and all
that.
that stuff.
I
Oh
have a
yeah,
problem
dude.
watching those shows, because I feel
It's
like they're
nuts,
there.
man.
They're not really there to educate me. They're there to anger me. That's what I
Yep.
And
feel.
I just watched the Wu-Tang show, or I'm almost done with it, but like, and it's the 90s, it takes place in the beginning of the Wu-Tang or whatever, but so it's not as crazy, but they throw in those little things, a little, being harassed by the cops, and you guys aren't allowed here, no blacks over here, this, it says whites on the building. um
That's another
that was
reason
around.
why I'm happy where we live, because I could go wherever the
mm,
fuck I want.
Yeah,
Geeks,
you see,
geeks and gamers defame black people when they speak out.
what's that?
Really?
Do what?
Ooh.
Really?
What?
I
What
didn't see
Flash wrote?
that.
What Flash wrote?
Oh,
Was it Flash that wrote it? Well,
it
someone wrote.
probably
Hold on.
was.
Geeks and gamers
What time is
defame
it
black
at?
people.
Hold on.
Defame black people.
Oh,
Oh, he
really?
goes right there. He goes. It pisses me off when channels like
Geeks and
Geeks and
gamers.
Gamers, yeah, always defame black people when they speak out.
Um,
It's his last comment. If you
Mhm.
want to look at it.
okay.
I'm so
Um,
sorry, chat.
I see. I keep bringing it up. That's the last one I have from him.
Um,
Oh no, here it is. I got it.
Yeah.
You're right. I gotta pay more attention to the chat, man.
You see, the thing is, I don't follow Geeks and Gamers. I sub to them. I am sub to them, but I don't watch their content. If there's something that I feel like they're talking about that might be interesting, then I'll listen to it. But I can't stand them at all. You know what I mean?
Is that 3PO? For 3POs?
And like,
It's
yeah,
Jeremy, 3PO, Exaggeration Nation, Mary Mayhem, Anna, that Star Wars girl.
yeah, Ryan
those
Kennel or
guys.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
those guys.
Ryan Kennel.
Mhm.
I never watched them, so I can't say.
Yeah, I don't really care for them either. But what I was gonna say, according to JJ, is like JJ's like he don't see color, and I'm like that too. I don't see color either. But when I was growing up, my dad, he wasn't a racist. He wasn't. He had a lot of white friends that come and drink with him.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the way he grew up and his family grew up, he would always tell me, "Don't ever bring home a white woman." He'd tell me that all the time. But at the end of the day, I was always, whoever I love, whoever is who I'm gonna love. That's it. It doesn't matter what color it is to me. You know what I mean? But because of the way they grew up, that's the way they seen it. That's the way they see it. And it's hard for that older generation to have come out of what they experienced. You know what I mean?
I think it's because they want to keep us strong, and we want to break the stigma. You know, we want to break that stigma that a white woman and a black man, or a black woman and a white man, can't get together and create something wonderful and beautiful. It's not a sin.
No,
of course not.
No, but that's how they see it. They see it as a sin, you know, or they like for our parents to say, you know, like my dad even told me too, you know, could you, because my older brother would always date white women, right? So my dad goes to me, are you going to date white women too? And I go, you know, Dad, I'm going to love who loves me. And it can't be more open book than that, right?
And I get it. And because, you know, when your father first met my son's mother, he was like, oh, at least you have a black woman. That's what he said to me. And I'll never forget that. You know what I mean?
But just like the old school Europeans are very racist.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The old school black people are very black.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
you know, it used to bother me. My dad, you know, we're watching, let's just say a hockey game, and there's one black guy in the ice. That's all he talks about. I talk about the whole fucking game. And if the black guy does something good, I speak about him. But he's just another hockey. To me, he's just another hockey player. And that's the way I see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be more proud because, you know, of the history that we came to make it to where we are. But I think if I look at it the way I do, there's no bias. There's no racism. You're just another person on the ice.
Yeah, right. And you know why it is? It's because we grew up in the generation where we started to get that kind of acceptance, right? They grew up in the generation where they weren't getting it.
Because they were still experiencing white only.
Absolutely.
You know, and I would think back then there's more white privilege than now because they actually had places they could go where black people couldn't go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now black people could go anywhere. They just might not make it back.
Exactly, you know. And another reason too why I love living in Canada is because even though we do have that kind of racism here, it's not even close to what you guys have in the States. No, you know what I mean? No. It's not even close to that.
And the sad thing is, it may be 2021, but it could be 3021. You'll never fully
get rid of it.
Wipe out. Yeah, you'll never wipe
from
it
any
out.
side either. But from any
balances things out, JJ. It's just when the percentage starts to outweigh on that side, it's fucking overwhelming.
It gets better. People
keep it in the 15 to 12 percentile, and we could, you know, accept it. When they start becoming 30 and 40%, it's fucking alarming because they're in positions of power. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that. I understand that completely. It's just parents. There are just some families out there, you'll never wipe it away. They've been raised with it. That's what was ingrained in them, and they're going to pass it on to their kids. You can never completely wipe it out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's 2021. we should. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We should be a lot further along than what we are as a community, as a species,
Absolutely.
as a people. Literally, history is repeating itself right now, and there is no real logical reason why it should.
You know what the world needs, JJ? The
It
world
needs a fucking nuclear bomb.
It needs a touch of the 80s. It needs a touch of exactly. It needs a touch of the 80s.
Damn
80s
right.
come and touch us.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but love
For
and
real.
family and joy and happiness and good
weed
drugs.
and weed.
Good drugs, you know?
No, hold on. Back when sex was good and drugs
Everything
were
was good. Everything was good. Everybody was happy. I think racism took a break because everybody was fucking dancing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Music doesn't discriminate.
No.
You know, and music brings
living
people
proof of that.
together. That's why people are so frustrated now because music fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So does barbecues. Barbecues bring people back.
You can have a really nice Coca-Cola
He
too.
just went over to barbecue, really?
Oh, wait.
If it wasn't for guys like Josh, I'd have just given up on music altogether.
You know what?
Oh, thanks, man.
Josh, that show was fucking creative. Sorry, brother. I had to say that.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
man.
awesome,
I appreciate
man.
it.
I couldn't do that shit.
Which
Yeah, you
shit?
could. I would teach you how to do it.
No, but you'd have to teach me, you see? Sorry, JJ. Didn't mean to cut you off. Get in there,
No,
man.
no,
Say
I'm
what
trying
you're
to figure out what the fuck's going on right now. I'm like, huh?
You missed
Oh,
the
my
song?
I had at the beginning.
I'll play it at the end. It'll
Okay,
come
cool.
again.
I'm like, okay, I missed something. What the fuck?
Well, we
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got 20 minutes because we started the show late.
I was a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
worried.
Some popular people on our panel, man, doing shit, moonlighted and shit.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh,
I
to the
mean,
left, to the right, to the left.
Yeah, you could definitely bring that warm weather with you, but our winter hasn't been that bad this year.
Ah,
It
man,
really
I don't
hasn't
mind the
been bad
winter.
this-
To my
It
friends up north.
depends. It depends. It depends. It
You know,
depends.
I live
You and
in a
Dash
hot.
areas.
Yeah, I live in a hot state. I didn't mind the winter this year.
You're in Florida, JJ?
Yeah.
Nice.
It ain't like in the middle of fucking desert, but the humidity kills us.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
the only thing scary about Florida when I was there, I was bragging because I'm not really into insects, you know. That's why you won't catch my BA in Australia. When I was in Florida, I was telling this guy, yo, man, I could live here in a heartbeat, man. I haven't seen a bee or a wasp since I'm here. He goes, brother, if you see one, run. I said, what? I ain't fucking moving here. I got to run.
Yo, listen.
Killer bees over there.
I'm like you. I can't stand them bugs, man. And they showed me a picture of some cockroaches that they had in Jamaica. I was like, oh, hell to the no.
They fly. They fly.
They fly and they're fucking huge.
All over the West Indies. My friend told me they used to walk around with tennis rackets when they woke up in the morning. And all you would hear is ping, ping, ping. When they turn on the lights, they fucking...
Man. And when I was in the Keys at my aunt's place, I had to take out the trash, and there was little tiny ants that were all over the trash.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went to it. I grabbed the trash, and they were everywhere. I grabbed the cat. They went up my leg, dude. They bit me, and apparently they're called fire ants or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God!
And, yeah.
Oh my God, dude! I had bumps all over my shins.
Fire ants. Little
fire ants. Yeah, little red ones. Yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap! My cousin
And they're aggressive, man.
Dude, my father was cracking up. He was like,
I'd have probably been laughing too.
Oh my
It's
God!
like you're inside of an oven there, dude. Like I went there one time.
It's an oven. Oven. Anzo, you've never been there. Honestly, we were in a hotel, in Dade County. Came out, beautiful sunny day.
You're almost as far south as you could go. Of course, it's going to be hot down there.
Yo, I opened up the fucking thing to step on the balcony.
My cousin.
You swear I went in the oven. No word of a lie, dog. I closed the door. I said, "Thank God for AC. There's no way I can live here."
It's insane. I went there in the middle of the summer for a Catholicism, And I bought my first rollerblades. I bought there, right? So I went to my cousin, got my rollerblades. I go to man. You know what? I want to take a ride around the. I'm going to take a run around the block, dude. I got to the corner. I came back. I was drenched from the humidity. Drenched. Man's like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
that's crazy.
you skate really fast." I'm like, I just made it to the corner and I came back, and the corner was like 3 meters away. It was not fucking far. It's like,
No,
Wait, explain 3 meters to Josh, please.
3 meters about what? 6 feet.
A meter,
6,
a meter
7 feet.
stick. Hey, a meter stick is 3 foot.
Yeah.
So about exactly
7,
3
8
feet.
feet.
I went whoop corner, whoop back, drenched. It was so freaking hot.
If I visit JJ and LDG, it will be in December. If I visit you guys up top, it will be in fucking August or something, man. Because
Oh man, if
Yeah,
they,
you
if they open the
Come in
border,
July.
July.
Hold on.
All the
July,
festivals,
okay.
all the festivals,
Hold
Jazz Festival, Just for Last Festival, if
Mhm.
COVID allows
So I
it. I
went
mean,
to
sorry, the
Florida.
situation allows it.
yeah, Florida's when I went in
Hey.
June. It was too
Hey,
much. man.
Josh. Let
Yes,
me tell you
sir.
something, man. I've lost count how many times we've had to run the AC during Christmas.
Oh my god,
Really?
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
oh, in
That's so
Florida, yeah,
crazy.
man.
Oh, JJ, do
Yo,
you remember the frost? I think it was in the 90s.
the
Fucking
frost.
orange
Was it
juice
90s or
fucking
2000?
skyrocketed
I
Wait a
went.
minute,
Actually, it wasn't in the 90s. It was in the early 2000s where
when
it was super fucking cold. Like the ponds were frozen, the orange crops were all devastated. It was freezing cold. We were there.
Well, I remember the last snow I've seen.
No, there was no
physically-
snow. It was just
No,
really
no.
cold.
The last snow I seen was in '89.
Okay.
It snowed here in town. We've had some brutal winters now with the freezes and stuff, but I don't remember nothing like that because I live in like northeast Florida.
Okay.
I'm almost at Georgia. So we get a lot of that, when we get the fronts and shit like that, we get a lot of that coldness that southern Florida don't really see. In the last 10, 15 years, I got a friend of mine that lives down in Tampa. His coldest winter is like the lows was in the 40s. So, and to them, it raises up into the 60s. They don't see that cold weather. So I don't really remember what you're talking about.
It was you know how the ports are with taxis? There must be a million taxis
Well, we used to.
when you go on a Pocatello dock, right?
When you say taxis, you talking about like water taxis or work
No,
boats?
cabbies that you get off your cruise, you put your luggage.
Yeah.
There, when we boarded the boat, I saw maybe a good 1,000 of them there. When we
That sounds
came
like-
back, there wasn't one.
Oh wow. But
There
also,
wasn't one
like I
cab.
said,
You know why? Because you guys don't have heaters. It was so
What do you mean?
fucking cold.
we mean we don't have heaters. Yeah, we do.
They don't have heaters in the car. It was only ACs. They have no reason to use their heaters. This is what they told me.
No, because I have a 2003 vehicle, okay, which sounds like around the same general time frame of when you're talking, late 90s, early 2000s. I got a heater.
Well, look,
Every
here,
vehicle I've had is a heater.
we used to have an option to get AC because you more times than not need heat here than you need AC. You could drive with your windows open in the summer, right? So AC was a luxury. Well, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because when we got back, we were in a crazy storm. We got back. There wasn't a cab there. And the guy said, in my 27 years of working here, I've never seen this. So we went to the hotel. We had to sleep with our clothes on, with our jackets. There's no heat in their hotels. It was only AC.
Well, if it's southern Florida, I don't believe that with the vehicles. Okay, I understand what the guy may have told you, but even back then.
But why wouldn't the cabs be there?
Back then, AC was still considered an option. Now it just pretty much comes standard.
Yeah.
But heat was like there, man. You got heat, man. Turn the shit over to hot. Turn your vent on, man. You got heat from the engine compartment.
There was no cabs, JJ. There was nothing. What is the name of that fucking coat factory? Burlington Coat Factory.
Burlington.
Yes.
Yeah, we have that here.
Do you know
in New York?
the one that we went to in the mall in the area? I don't know what area we were in, so I can't really tell you. I'd have to ask my wife; she's sleeping. But there was a massive Burlington Coat Factory there when we went.
Uh-huh.
That place was almost sold out
Okay.
because everybody was buying winter jackets. We had to buy winter jackets. I didn't bring any. What the fuck am I bringing a winter jacket to Florida? I had to buy one
That's true.
because we were freezing in our rooms. Freezing.
That's
it's kind of
crazy.
like a thrift store, isn't it? Like a thrifty. We have that here in Middletown. It's like they sell like cheaper
Oh, that's
stuff.
a sick store,
stuff.
Anzo. Burlington Coat Factory is a sick fucking store, man.
Look at Anzo's hat, man. He's like, I ain't shopping in no damn Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, but they got so much shit for cheap. I don't know if they have a website.
Well, they might not have Nike though. I don't think
Was it like
they
a
have
Winners?
everything. They have Winners, X
Like
Games
Winners?
version.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, no, Burlington now is more than just coats.
Yeah, they have everything. Boots,
Yeah,
clothing.
Yeah, they dropped the coat factory from their name. It's just Burlington now.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. It's been that long.
Yeah.
Damn, no heat or AC
Damn.
in Costa Rica? Hell
really?
to the no.
I'll be walking around commando all day.
We're gonna X that off vacations destination. No
I'll
way.
be au natural.
You'd have to because man, those places are hot as fuck, bro.
Except around the monkeys. I wouldn't walk on natural around the monkeys.
Wow.
No.
You see the thing with the
That's
heat
vicious. Costa Rican monkeys, vicious, man. They'll
I
steal
don't-
your children.
I don't mind the heat. It's the humidity that's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
what makes you unable to breathe.
Yeah.
Dry
No,
heat
no.
is actually bearable.
Mhm.
Yes. You know, at the same, there's been a lot of times to where here in Florida, with the humidity, it was hotter than say in the middle of the desert in Arizona.
Mhm.
Humidex, yeah.
And yeah, because of the humidity. Because dry heat, I'd used to call my ex-wife to ask her questions when she first moved out to Arizona. I'm like, how hot is it out there today? She goes, oh, it's about 116.
Damn.
I'm like, okay.
What
She
the
goes,
fuck?
but it's bearable. But it's bearable.
Yeah. Good, yeah.
It's bearable. You know, you 95 degrees here. It's 115
dead.
outside. Yeah, it's 115 outside with the humidity.
Mm-hmm.
It's
When
like
you
our
open up-
cold, you know? It's minus
when-
12 with the wind chill, it's minus 50.
Yep.
Yep. And, you know, just as you mentioned, Roberto, you know, when I open up the door, okay, turn your oven on to about 420, 450,
450.
and then bend down, open that bitch up. You'll know what I'm talking about quickly.
Guys,
because
Gar,
the
to
heat
a
just
T.
knocks you down.
To
Just
a
knocks
T.
you
I should be
down.
telling Anzo because you probably got a taste of it. To a T, Anzo.
Uh-huh.
You want to go to Florida? Do what JJ just said.
Yeah.
During the
I
summer,
was
bro,
in,
the heat will
Get
knock you
yourself
over.
a nice drink, too.
I remember just waking up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go for a walk, and you open up the door and it's like from the heat, from the humidity, you're like, shit.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Fuck that. I
But
can't
it's
take our
beautiful.
humidity here. Yeah, no, I don't know if I'd be able
I
to
think
take
it's a
that
little
shit.
worse there.
I done told Alonzo, I said, you ever decide you ever want to visit Florida, you're gonna melt.
Yeah, I probably will.
You're gonna melt.
When is the best time to come down to
for
avoid
us-
melting?
Winter.
For us, January, this past January and February was beautiful for you guys. Beautiful.
Mhm.
But that's not like that every year. Like I said, from December to February, I've lost count how many times I've had to run my air conditioner.
Mm.
Sometimes we just have warmer winters than others. The past couple of years, we didn't even see a freeze. We've had several already. So, you know, it just depends on, you know, how the seasons fall. You know, how the temperatures of water, you know, how stuff works out.
I went to
Wait, did
Orlando.
Andrea-
That's where I was in the middle. Orlando, Kissimmee.
Mhm.
Yeah, Orlando. Yeah.
You got no AC in Costa Rica. We ain't coming there.
You know?
Dude, you know, I'm a theme. Like I said earlier, I'm a theme park person. Me and my ex-wife used to go down to Universal every year
Theme
for our
parks, yeah,
anniversary.
me too. Yeah.
And we always went in February. You know, it was like in the low to mid 50s in the morning we'd wake up, but by midday it was in 60s, 70s, beautiful, breezy, sunny, beautiful, man. Awesome. We thought it was perfect time, perfect weather. We went every year in
Nice.
February.
For me personally, he's like, come down the middle of July. I'm like, no, because I know how our middle of Julys are here. And
Hell no.
no.
No,
More
I
than
know.
you don't
I
want to do
know.
that, man.
No,
vaguely-
no,
No.
no.
I know vaguely where Tommy's at. You won't even catch me down there in July because I don't even like it here in July, and I'm farther north. Fuck that. The further south you go, the hotter it gets.
It doesn't get hotter than 32 degrees Celsius.
Is it humid or is it dry?
You're stuck to the water then.
Yeah, you must.
I also,
That's how you get those sunburns, man. You get that cool breeze, think you're cooling off while you're really getting roasted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never
I went
colder
to,
than 18 degrees. Okay.
I went to Las Vegas too, and that was like no humidity, but super hot in the middle of February. And it's like, it's super dry. So, you know, just bring some, I don't know, wipes or something, man, just in case, man. You're going to be chafing really hard if you wear your jeans down there. But no, it's not that bad, though. You know, it's different type of heat.
Definitely.
Vegas.
It's different type of heat wherever you go to different places, you know, so it is what it is. We're getting
Coming
close to
from the traveling man.
We're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so we'll probably close it up here. You know what I mean? So you have something else to say, Josh?
No, I was gonna say let's start talking about the racist Coca-Cola company again, man. Let's end it with that. No, I'm kidding.
You want to?
I
No, wait.
don't even want to go back on that.
Let's hear the Josh classic again.
Whoa, why we got to do that, man? You know, Coke's white to begin with, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did we
wait.
find out who the owner is?
My bad. Wrong Coke.
I was like, Coke?
Good job,
I'm like,
AJ.
oh,
Coke. Very good job, dude.
White
like it.
lines.
So go ahead, Josh.
Degrees
Finish
of
us off
passion.
if you want to with the topic, bro. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, you do want to? Nah, you know, I'm just saying, like, hashtag cancel Coke, man. No, I don't know. No, it's nonsense.
I don't know. That should
It's
be
nonsense.
his signature. Nah, I don't know.
You know.
Nah, I don't know.
No, because I'm still gonna drink Coke, dude, no matter what.
Yeah, we know you are.
It is what it is.
So
Me too.
But
Me
I
too.
think that
Drink
it's
the fucking
nonsense.
poison.
I hope that's what I'll say. I hope it doesn't spread. Let this be like a thing, like to other companies trying to make people less white or less black or less anything. I don't think that.
Who's fighting for the righteous people to just be human? Who's doing this?
For
Why do we
real.
have to hear all this other bullshit? Why
For
can't
real.
they bring some positive? Are these guys being muffled out, or they're just not there? Or is it only us who keep it fucking real?
For
Ooh.
real.
O.O.C, yo. Get me
For real.
upset in this motherfucker.
I like that.
It's
I
the
like
going,
that.
Man.
it's the going thing. It's part of our new normal. Everybody's going to pick and judge and complain about everything.
Very well said, JJ. This is the new normal.
Until everything is just either not literal skin color, but just black and white. Just like with you guys' cigarette packs. You know, they're trying to make everything for everyone, you know, all inclusive. It's either going to be this or it's going to be that. If it's not that, well, it's this. It's going to be the going argument now from here on out until we. Well, I could say the American people come to their senses, or until the world comes to their senses.
The world. I'll say the world.
You know when that's going to happen?
Not in our lifetime.
Only if there's an alien invasion.
For real.
It's happening,
That's
yo.
why. That's why I'm
happen.
happy to be a part. I'm happy to be a part of this community where it's like we're in the WandaVision roundtable, we're in the Square One, all these things, and we go in the backstage and we talk, and we don't talk about like you're white, you're black. It's just like, hey man, did you see WandaVision this week? What'd you think, man? Doesn't matter what color you are. We all get together. We all.
I
get
wonder
along.
if they think, we go in the back and we say, guys, could you give us like information on how white people are this week?
Yeah, right.
We'll tell you how black people are.
Well,
we're not
today-
saying nigga not that much anymore.
I don't hear the word hunky as much as I
Well,
No, it's good. It's good that we don't do
well,
that
Josh,
shit.
crackers or
all right, hold
crazy.
up. Is it inappropriate to tell my joke, Anzo?
Nah, go ahead, bro.
Tell it, man.
All right, listen, guys. This is basically for Geishkar, and I think Geishkar's heard the joke. If not, you're going to get a real great, quick kick out of it.
All right.
We've all heard, everybody in the chat, on the panel, we've all heard the term. Once you go black, you never go back. We've all heard it in some form or fashion. But ladies and gentlemen, I am here as proof to tell you, trust me, and I mean trust me, nothing tastes better when it's on a cracker.
Nice, man. Nice. Love it, man. I love it. You're 2 for 2, man. That's 100%. Ban 100.
That was always just as funny as my fresh rabbit.
Yeah, that's the thing. We all friends, you know what I mean? We're all good people. We don't look at each other and say, okay, JJ's a white dude or Geishka's a white dude. It's nothing like that. It'll never be like that. Yeah. We all can take jokes, you know what I mean? So, hey, man, I grew up when watching comedies where they were making racist jokes and Don
You knew
Rickles.
when it was personal, when it was a joke.
Absolutely.
You know, if it was personal, you tell your boy don't go there. And if he kept going there, you knew who he was. But if it was funny, it was fucking funny. Whether it was a black joke, Chinese joke, white joke. Fucking, that's what happened. That's why comedians can't make it in these days, Anzo.
Right.
Because, that's why a lot of people who would have excelled during our time are now shunned and scorned during this time.
Yep.
Hey, it's called evolution, man.
It's also social media. Fucking social media.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
That's what I realized.
The worst part about it is the groups that are the loudest are not the majority. They're the minority, but they are so freaking loud that
they sell.
Yeah, they
draw attention. They get clicks. They get likes.
Absolutely,
because we're not the 80s anymore.
They drown out everybody else that's trying to be sane, and you know what I mean, and all this stuff. But no, because these little minorities these little groups are making the loudest noise. That's well, this is what people want. No, you don't speak for me. I speak for myself.
Remember that shit you brought up that was on your chest the other day about what was it? That gender thing. You know, I saw a new gender thing.
Did you really know?
I saw this guy.
Oh God.
He's I tried to remember the name of what he calls himself. He's a combination of 3 things.
Really?
Is he a basketball player?
No, that's the guy who, the Hishi, right?
Yeah, that was nuts.
No.
So
he's
that,
like 57 too.
Hilarious.
Now that you touched that topic, right? There was actually, you know how they're doing all these gender reveals where you're gonna have a kid, they do like firecrackers and shit. Well, apparently, exactly. When a father was doing it with his girlfriend or whatever, and it was something that's supposed to explode, and it exploded and it actually killed him.
Oh shit!
Right. So I was reading the post.
Shrapnel, right?
Yeah, and I was reading the post, and then a buddy of mine wrote, "What's the point of doing a gender reveal when in the next 18 or 16 years they're going to change their gender anyway?"
Oh, man.
It was terrible, but I got a chuckle out of it.
But you know what? It has a point.
It can happen. It has a point, exactly.
If you give them the space, they'll take it, man.
Yeah.
That is absolutely right.
That made me sad. I thought the story was going to be like the color was like yellow or something, and everybody was just confused. like, oh, well,
no, the motherfucker died.
It's gender neutral. Yeah,
they said, "Hey, baby, look at this."
Well, to end it off, they do. I watched this. I think it was a video where they're talking about don't let your child, or don't bring up any genders and let your child decide what gender he or she is. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
If you got a penis, you are a boy. If you got a vagina, you are a female. Now, what you identify as is what you identify as. I get that. But you have a penis, you're a boy. You have a vagina, you have a girl.
Fuck, man.
That's it.
You want to hear how sensitive a world we live in?
Girl, if you're an Audi, you're a boy.
You know,
this is what's scaring me, though. And like, this is what my daughter has to grow up with this and the 8 types of white people and all this other weird stuff. It's like,
how many kids' cartoons could your kid not watch? Like
nowadays, I know
100. Listen to this one: 101 Dalmatians got taken off.
Yes,
because Cruella de Vil is animal abuse to those
Oh
Dalmatians.
my god.
Do you
Well, that's the
fucking
point.
believe that?
She's the
Bro.
villain. She's evil. Yeah, we get
Bro.
it.
Yes.
The fucking Muppets have a disclaimer now. The Muppets.
Who is it?
Yeah, what's
Is
going
it
on with
Animal?
that though?
Huh?
Is it
What was
Animal? Who is it?
I don't know. I didn't see who
It
it
must
was
be
or
the
why it
two
was.
guys. It must be the two guys in the balcony.
You can only
Hmm.
access it on Disney Plus if you have an adult account. This is ridiculous. We grew up on the Muppets.
Yeah.
The Muppets used to come on at 6 o'clock
Yeah.
on CBC
Yes.
Sundays. You know, that's family
correct.
time, man.
Yep. No one ever watched the Muppets and said, "Hey, that's racist," or "Hey, they're abusing this," or "Hey, they're doing that." We never seen that. We would laugh at the jokes. The two fucking old men are the fucking funniest things on the goddamn Muppets.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? And
When's
you
the
tell
last
me-
time you saw? I remember. You know what? It's almost like I'm brain dead. Every year I would hear beep beep
Yeah.
beep beep. Like at some point in my day, I would hear it. I can't remember the last time I heard Roadrunner and Coyote. Anything
Exactly.
Looney Tunes,
Mhm.
even mini Looney Tunes that used to be on just recently. Where they
Mhm.
all go?
Mhm.
They're
What
too
happened?
violent, man.
No, they're now they're
Too much Daffy Duck getting the
They're
shotgun
on the
across the
cartoon
face.
channel.
No, they're now on streaming channels. I think it's called Peacock, maybe.
Yeah, but this
Oh.
used to be on everyday TV.
I know. I watched them too. I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Mhm.
Daffy, Bugs,
Yep.
Coyote, Roadrunner. You know,
Simony
Popeye.
Sam. I knew he carried a rebel flag. I knew he was a racist, but he was funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't care. You know, he didn't call anybody the N word.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
No,
that's
but
the yeah, go ahead, JJ.
Can I kill Roberto's brain even further?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go.
While
Let's
we
do
were
it.
talking about it, I was looking it up. How many sexual classifications are there? As of December 10th, 2019, there were 46.
46.
I thought there was two. What's the other 44?
Well, I was explaining to you all those flags and stuff. That whether you're pansexual, demi-pans.
Wait.
Somebody said something about demi-pansexual, and I was like, "What? What's the difference between a
Is this
demi-pan and a regular
legitimate,
pan?"
or is this like documented, or this
This
is
is
just
stuff.
someone's
I don't know.
perspective?
He's a
This is
pseudo
actual.
demi-pan with a side of transsexualism.
Bro,
It came
What?
from healthline.com.
Okay.
You see, the thing is, Roberto, even if it does come from someone, a lot of people are going to pick it up and they're going to turn something or nothing into something. You know what I mean? And then it's like, yeah, well, I'm this, and well, I'm that, and I'm this, and I'm that. And I'm like, oh, God.
Here you
Like-
go, Roberto,
Well,
private chat.
Links
I
in the
don't
private
mind
chat,
that.
Roberto.
I don't
Yeah.
mind that you're this or that, but make a choice, please. And B, don't get mad if I don't know your pronouns or if you're him or don't get super angry. It's like, well, listen, I'll accept whatever you are, but just tell me what it is. I don't know what it is. You know, if I call you a her, start flipping out on me like that one at GameStop. Oh my God, the guy said "ma'am," and she or he, whatever, thought they said "man," and he wound up like, did you ever see that video where he was, or she, or whoever it was knocking stuff over, knocking the games over?
No.
Oh my God.
But I mean, at the end of the day, okay, let's say there is a man who identifies as a woman. He goes through the operation and everything. What's wrong with me calling if it's a he or she? Like, what's wrong with me saying that? Not he, she, but if you want to, I'll respect you. If you say you're a woman, I'll say, oh, there she is. Why is it a problem that I say there she is? Or look, my boy, there he is.
Nope.
I can't
You should
use
already
he
know.
or she. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that.
You should already know. You should already know it. You should be a mind
Go
reader.
with
You should
the
be Professor
person
X.
is.
Like, fuck that bullshit. Man.
I didn't get that newsletter. I'm sorry.
Me neither.
Missed that memo. Sorry.
That person at GameStop, I don't think they had an operation at all. They just had like a little wig that you couldn't even tell, and they were stomping around. You called me man, not ma'am, and it's like, no, I said ma'am, and then just knocking over the thing. The clerk was horrified because he's like a foot shorter than this, whatever.
Not
woman,
that it was
gentleman.
right, but there would be a lot of long sleeve jackets being put on motherfuckers today.
Yeah. Back in the day.
With those padded
Oh,
rooms
yeah.
back in the day.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm sorry
yeah.
because this is a little too science fiction for me with all this shit that's going on. I'm gonna start being old and complaining about everything.
Me too.
I think I've reached
Get
that
off my
point now.
fucking
I
lawn.
think you're onto something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn down the fucking music. Oh, it's mine. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm 48 years old and I love loud music still.
Me too.
I am not even throwing my number out there, and my shit is always jamming.
Yeah.
Always.
Exactly.
That's the way I'm going out. Spliff and boom music.
Damn right,
Checking
bro.
checking people on the ice.
Give us that love there, eh?
I
I
There
got
you go.
the side sound now. You see
Yeah,
that?
you got it. I trying to get
That's right.
Nothing
Right.
for the
Oh, I fucked up.
Different guys get to over there.
for a second. I was like, I don't get any.
Yo,
And JJ.
You get it.
JJ.
You get it.
I will say this though, you guys might not know.
Josh, I'll give you some love, but yeah, it's over
and,
here. And JJ, yeah, down here.
Like it looks like we're fucking voguing.
As a DJ though, I will say like I am not really forced to, but I have to kind of sometimes listen to the Trippy Reds and the Triple XXX stations and the Pop Smokes and the Baby. Do you even know who I'm talking about? Any of these people?
Absolutely no fucking idea.
Some of them.
What the
These are
hell are you
rappers.
talking
These
about?
are hip hop
What
artists.
what genre is that?
Hip hop.
Hip hop?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Because I go on Spotify, I click on not even R&B, hip hop, and I click on the one that has the most followers, and I'm just clicking fast forward.
Sounds like
fast forward, fuck it.
Yep.
I like some of it, but a lot of it's mediocre as hell. Like it's a lot of the same.
No
shit
substance. No substance,
Right.
like the
It's
fucking
like,
movies in the theaters. No
I like
substance.
bacon because it's crispy. And it gets it with the bacon and the bacon.
The Baby is good. I have to admit, the Baby lyrics is fucking sick, but he uses that word a little too much.
Oh, DaBaby, DaBaby. Migos.
His fucking lyrics are sick.
I have Future. I like Future. Future's I like him, but he has the auto tune.
Those ladies.
Oh shit.
LDG knows all these rappers. He's a big trap rap hip hop guy.
If you're gonna tell me you found something else in the fucking episode, I am jumping off the
Hi, guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
No, we can't.
I gotta get this off my chest. I literally have Wanda Vision. I can't stop seeing Wanda everywhere, bro. I can't. Help me, someone.
I got that
please.
Spectrum Vision.
So, where am I? Oh no! I'm in the TV. Oh, crap!
This guy killed me.
I knew we was trying to get the fuck out of here, and he comes in.
I couldn't get myself off. I couldn't get myself off of it. I tried.
That sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
My boys need me, man. My boys need me. Stop it. God.
So you came in, we about to close it up though, bro.
I know you. I just wanted to come on and just say that real quick there, man.
It's funny, bro.
It's gonna be funny tomorrow too, man. But I'm tweeting it out.
That's hilarious.
I'm tweeting out all my theories and getting it off my chest on Twitter. So
I'm getting this off my chest. If this shit keeps continuing, I probably won't be on the round table for the next 2 episodes.
No. If I end up being right, you better not be on the round table.
Well,
I gotta say something.
But you know what? If I'm wrong, you'll have the most viewers on that round table you've ever had.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to grab me a new one.
Our Falcon and the Winter Soldier round table is going to be like
Matter of fact,
oh, did you like his shield? And then okay, bye everybody. Like that's gonna be it.
You know what's going to end up happening? You're going to have a line, Anzo. You're going to have to change people out to give me hell. Next, who else wants to tell LDG?
Maybe I'll do that on the last one if you're wrong.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you'll have to do a series round table.
Well, I'm not doing that. Danny's doing it. But we're going to do it the same way every weekend, discuss what we like, what we didn't like. We did it with Mandalorian. It just probably won't have as much fucking hidden secrets and won't have LDG in there every fucking
Hey, what
night at
happened
3
to Danny
o'clock in the
tonight?
morning.
I'm hoping
I
that
don't
this
know.
next episode just closes it up. Like, I hope there's no more. And the last episode is just pure enjoyment. Like, all the pins are set up. You know, everything we know. It's just knock them out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So this last episode will do it. Movie. Make sure you join us. An awesome sandwich video, by the way. Hey guys, did you check out a sandwich video?
Yeah, I seen it.
Good stuff, dude. Good stuff.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Love
I
the
had to
sound
say,
effects. Yeah. I'm loving it. Yeah, that was good. I loved it. Hey, make sure you come chill backstage with us, man. I want to talk.
Movie. Andrea said there's the song at the end of WandaVision has a trap version to it. Oh my gosh, did you guys see the trap remix of the Agatha song? No, I didn't.
No, I'm sure it's going to be off the chain. I'm going to look it up. That'll be my new theme song.
What I'm going to do right now is you guys are going to go through the panel, and then I'm going to play Roberto's demo for a show so you guys could hear it, get a little interest, sub to his channel. So, Roberto, start us off real quick, brother.
LDG kind of had better timing.
God, dude, wait, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Much love, LDG.
Always, brother.
Short and sweet, because I'm running on fumes right now. O.O.C, where you can find me, Chaos Central, and everything that I was going to say after.
Oh, wow.
Let him do it all.
Support.
Motherfucker. LDG, you're next.
Those on here, 2 seconds. LDG, the man who's going crazy over Wanda. Geeks Enjoy Nerdrotica, guys. Make sure you check it out tomorrow because I'm gonna be doing a huge theory reveal tomorrow before we do the watch party for WandaVision. Tomorrow night should be hot with this episode coming out. Can't wait. And yeah, much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the panel. Sorry I couldn't be here, guys, but it's breaking a habit, dude. Sometimes you just get hooked. And I was just in.
I know exactly why you weren't here, bro. It's okay.
And they call weed a drug, really.
You know?
Were you guys meant? Do I have to watch this later?
No, you're good.
Where's LDG?
Josh, you're up.
Yeah, Movie Aficionados, Facebook, YouTube, the O.O.C on Wednesday. Saturday, we got Square One, and then WandaVision Roundtable on Sunday. Love you guys, 3000.
No problem. Love you too, brother. JJ.
Yeah.
Tell the people about your channel, sir.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Who? What?
100%, man.
Tell the people about your channel, sir.
Oh, really? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JJ. You find me a little bit everywhere. Right now on Sundays, 3 different places. Chris Knight, The Real Review 3000, over on his weekly wrap-up. Right here with Bigger Ford Entertainment, or Onzo, for the WandaVision Roundtable. And later on that night on Honstar's channel for Name That Tune, or Jackbox Game Night. This Sunday night is going to be Jackbox Game Night. Come by, play some games, chill out for a little while. Mondays, my channel, randomness at its finest. Random panel, random topic situation. Come by, like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff that goes along with it. And back here on Tuesday for the Chaos List with Onzo, Danny Graham, Chris Knight, LDG Pixels, myself, Gaishkar, and every once in a while, Elihu-Who, whenever he decides he's not too high to show up. Love that guy. Strangeness and all, man. He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
And back again every once in a while, you'll find me back on Chris Knight's channel for the Weekly Rumble on Thursday for, I don't know, sometimes as a contestant or as a combatant, as I like to say, or sometimes you like to switch it up and I come in as a wild card. And lastly, you guys can find me on Twitter, at Sithlord3827. Sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet, sometimes I don't. It's a lottery. Come check it out. Thanks for having me on, guys. Had a blast.
No problem. Glad you were here. Glad all you guys were here. Glad everybody that was in the chat was here. I see Zach is there. Flash is there. Andrea, Tommy, thanks a lot. You did a good job with the giving out the
Be well.
The links, same with you, Austinator. You know what I mean? The chat that we have is great, and I think we're gonna have to actually do another episode where we just deal with the chat one day. And I completely forgot to say that this is the fucking 20th episode of the O.O.C.
Oh,
Absolutely,
Yes.
and I just remembered that right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 20th episode of O.O.C. So hopefully we can continue going on the rate we're going and get better for you guys, more entertaining.
Support, we'll keep coming back, yo.
Absolutely. And now I'm gonna play Roberto's podcast over here so you guys can get an idea of what his new show is going to be. I'm actually gonna teach him how to put it on YouTube so he can put a little video and have something up there on his channel. So here we go. You guys can hear it, right?
Questions?
Yeah.
Questions. I'm a very curious guy and have many questions growing up that I've gotten answers to, some serious, some joking. What's normal was my main question. You know, we're not given a guide. It's more MSMD, monkey see, monkey do, followed by example. But is it actually normal? And how do you compare yourself if you don't ask other people to see if what you're doing is normal? So basically, my show is going to be what is normal. And I'll get a broad perspective of everybody's outlook on what is normal. And hey, to each their own. So join me each week and let's see what exactly normal is.
Nice, man.
That's
I love the
music,
track,
man.
man.
That's really good.
That's like Thomas Newman. Was that Thomas Newman, that music?
I don't know, man. It just sounded smart. I threw that shit in.
No, I like it a lot. It sounds like Thomas Newman. I love Thomas Newman, so it's good.
I'm gonna go a little mysterious, but I said, no, this ain't no sci-fi show.
Felt like I was back in therapy.
I felt the pressure, man.
I loved it.
I like the Twilight Zone music, man. That's freaking.
Yeah.
From you, LDG the legend. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's nice. I like it a lot.
It definitely sounds like it's a good show. We'll figure out a way.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm gonna bring you guys. I gotta get your guys' version of normality. You know what I'm saying? All you guys.
Oh, you don't want to hear this shit.
Yes, you do. Yes, I do. Because you know, like you guys say, we're on the show. We come on here and speak freely, willingly, no holding back, no judgments passed. If anybody feels a way, they can go fuck themselves.
Facts.
Word. Brother, I love you, but I don't even. I honestly don't think YouTube's ready for my version of normal, brother.
But you know what, LDG?
Yes, yeah.
They need to feel, because look, in all honesty, if based on my other show that you gave me the idea to start F My Ego, if I didn't F my ego, not that I think I'm better or bigger than anybody, but I wouldn't be on the show. Because there isn't people like me, what I'm trying to portray. But you guys were what I deprived myself of growing up. You guys are the people that I should have surrounded myself with to say that this is what I like doing, more opposed to this is what I have to do.
Exactly.
So, again, Anzo, I thank you for introducing me to this community. You inspire me every fucking Wednesday to move on. Life has its hurdles, but I'm going to overcome those motherfuckers.
That's right.
All I say is just the fact that I inspire anybody is humbling to me, bro. You know what I mean? Because I never feel like I am anybody special. I am just me. So if I hear that people get inspired by my stories or some of the things, like that's very humbling.
You ain't special till somebody lets you know. And I'm gonna let you fucking know.
You ain't special until we light a couch on fire.
Which we
Where
did.
the bitch is at?
It's just, and also with that being said, Roberto and Anzo, I've been on YouTube a little over 2 years now. Okay, I'm a chat rat. That's where we're all born and raised at here on YouTube. We all start in the chat. Okay, then we decide to go forward with that. I've been introduced to some very high subscriber based people. I've been introduced some very low subscriber based people, and everybody in between. And one person took a chance on me out of all of it, and that was Chris Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chris Knight has given me the opportunity I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And because of Chris, I met Anzo. Because of Anzo, I met Gaiskra and Roberto and Josh. I met LDG on one of DJ's Odyssey streams. You know, we met that way. You know, it's just depending on where you're at, what's going on. And the fact that someone gives still to this day, you know, and I ain't been on a camera that long, maybe a year, maybe a little over that. And people people shout me out in videos and their personal uploads and stuff like that is tremendously humbling. That I don't know how to proceed with that. I don't know how to accept that, but I welcome it. It's a learning process, and it's all about how quick you learn and how much you want to accept it. That little piece right there that we just heard from you, Roberto. If the show is anything like what I just heard, it's banging.
Give me fire. Oh yeah,
it's banging.
I mean, it's always good to surround yourself with straight shooters. Though a lot of the times it feels like you just meet people like this.
Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best.
just
you know, man. Oh man, are you opportunistic or what, man? Like you just have these things waiting on the side. Here you go. Wow, it's fucking crazy.
What do you think he's doing at his backstage, man? He's finding all this. He's converting this to it.
Well, you know what?
And he's got
my hat goes off to him, man, because you know what? He's affecting somebody with what he's doing.
Absolutely.
So he's doing something good, man.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
You brought tears to my eyes, LDG. Fuck, thank you. I needed that, man. I'm having a rough week.
And that's what we're here for, Roberto. I already know you. I don't even have to talk to you during the week. I already know your weeks are rough. I already know that. That's why it's like whenever you need, you just come and I'm here, bro. Always.
I hear you.
Yo, Roberto, man. You have my messenger, man. Anything, you just reach out, bro.
Respect. Thank you.
Man.
Absolutely.
100%,
bro. Facts. And last thing before we get out of here is tomorrow night before WandaVision, I will probably be doing a celebration stream because I've got over 300 subs. So I hit one of my goals. So I'm just gonna, talk with you guys. Whoever wants to come in is definitely welcome. Not an issue, Thinking about maybe 9 or 10. We start that up, just have a little fun, celebrate. And so I can
send me it on the messenger. Send me the link.
I will. And it's basically for me to show my appreciation to all you guys that have helped me out and subbed to me, man. I do really appreciate that 100%.
I hope I'm there one day.
You will be.
You will know, man.
As long as I stay motivated and we keep this fucking shit going, man. Let's add another 0 to that 20. We're banging out show 200.
I'll get there, bro. I'll get there. You guys, everybody on this panel has a good YouTube presence. You guys bring something to the table. So we all will eat. Guaranteed.
Josh with his facial expressions, man. I wish I could do that shit. I never get that one, so obviously
LDG's gonna start making gifts of me. Like,
that's when my head goes through the
table.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
The O.O.C. Is that moving to Chaos Central? Or are you still doing it here?
I'm thinking about it right now. I do sometimes do it on Chaos Central, but I think this is gonna be like my thing on my channel.
Okay. No, I was just wondering. That was just a curiosity question.
No, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. I haven't really decided yet, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt to have it broadcast on both channels if that's the worst. So, but once again, we are out of here, guys. We did hit the 2:30 mark. Peace out. Much respect.
Later.
Much love. Peace.
22,000. O.O.C. Transmission begin. welcome everybody to the O.O.C. We got Anzo, Roberto, Geishka, and me. Our goal is to ignite discussion and inspire. Come through on Wednesday nights and feel the fire. Much respect and love to the chat for keeping the comment section nice and packed. Love for all, but we put you through the test, cause in the O.O.C. we get it off our chests. Yo, transmission ended.